Hop in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
What up? What up? What up? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
I don't see us on Facebook though. That's the problem. But what's up, y'all? What's up?
Biggity Facebook.
Well, I don't see us on Facebook yet. I'm waiting to get a confirmation that we live.
Well, I mean, they said when the music stops, we're live. So
I know, but
we live.
It's not shared yet.
We live, yo.
We're not on.
We're not on?
Well, no, not on Facebook yet.
Okay.
So I'm just sitting here waiting.
Gotcha. We'll chill. We'll chill, bro.
I hope.
There we are. Welcome into Sports
Oh,
with
we're
Balls,
there.
our
There we
Monday
go.
night.
There you go.
Woo!
There you go. What?
Draft special. Let's go.
Lauren's excited.
Yeah, Lauren's fired up about this.
I've
freaking ready
missed
to go.
you guys. I've missed you guys, and I've missed the show so much. Sorry, I'm still playing with my mic here, trying to get it correct. To speak into.
Did you genuinely miss us? Like, for real. Like, genuinely, you're on the beach doing whatever the heck y'all were doing, having a lot of fun.
Sleeping, making sandcastles.
You were genuinely like, oh, I miss those guys.
Yes.
Dan, Kevin already posted "Go Cowboys!" Like already.
Alrighty. All right. At
Like
number
2
10.
seconds.
At
You're
number
damn
10,
right.
Kevin, who are you taking? Number 10. Tell me
Man.
who the Cowboys are taking.
I can't wait.
By the way, you know Kevin's here.
Yeah, he's over there.
Kevin's right over there. Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's sitting right there.
What's up, man?
Yeah, welcome into Sports with Balls, man. Our draft special, man. One of my favorite shows of the year, if not the favorite. Like, look, everybody wins today, right? It's like every team opens a present. Like
Yes.
it's everybody gets gifts today. It's like this.
Not the Texans.
Crazy. Yeah.
Texans don't get a gift today.
Goodness.
Oh, that is the truth.
Texans don't get a present.
That is
Well-
very, very true.
We're watching the players come in right now, lining up. We're just about a little under 30 minutes away from the draft itself. But you speak about the Texans, and I do think that teams are still taking into consideration Deshaun Watson, regardless of everything that's gone on.
I mean, I can't believe that's the first time I've heard his name in weeks.
It
And
is,
of course,
dude.
and of course.
It is. I was just thinking about that on the way here. I was driving thinking, man, you know, Deshaun Watson's kind of disappeared.
Man,
And
look,
I think the draft has helped
I
that.
heard people were talking about it today on radio, so
we're over here at Chris's Tailgate in Midtown. This is Sports with Balls. This is the draft special. We are going to go as long as we can, hopefully until at least 9 o'clock. We're going to get through as many of these picks as we can. Grant mentioned that there's 10 minutes in between each pick, which is a lot. But for the first round, there's 10 minutes between each one. We're gonna dissect it, and then we're gonna go into the next pick. We're gonna do as best we can. Once again, we're over here at Christian's Tailgate in Midtown. Draft starts at 7, and Jacksonville's on the clock, which I'm pretty sure we already know what quarterback they're gonna take. But speaking of quarterbacks, an hour and a half ago, all this Aaron Rodgers news comes out.
Right. It's crazy to hear this, right? Although it has been in the works that we knew Aaron Rodgers wasn't happy with the organization. And does it sound like I'm in
Can you
underwater
turn
here?
Lauren's mic up or something?
Turn the mic up.
Turn
the
Lauren's mic up.
That's right. Can I get some? All right.
There we go.
I like.
Boom.
There she is.
Oh wow, a little blown out now, but yeah, at the end of last season, we saw Aaron Rodgers, the MVP of 2020, and not even getting to the Super Bowl. I mean, it sounds bad to say it that way, but still,
Terrible.
year after year after year.
Do you remember this game? Okay, at the end of the first half, the Hail Mary that Brady threw, bad breakdown in the defense, and then the penalty call at the end of the game. Like, I think that the Packers should have won that game. The Packers have 10 picks in this draft.
Yes.
And they're already phenomenal.
Yes.
And now you bring up this Aaron Rodgers controversy. Yeah, wow. Like that's pretty interesting coming out of Green Bay. And so just so y'all know, the controversy apparently stems from his contract. He does not want to renegotiate his contract to save money on cap. He wants more money.
Well, the problem is he was upset with the draft last year getting Jordan Love when Green Bay is basically saying you don't believe in your guy when Aaron Rodgers still has a lot of football left to play. I'm not saying 10 years. I'm saying more so the life of Aaron Rodgers, left now maybe 5 years, 6 years if he's lucky.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
he's definitely on the tail end.
However, in the draft last year, the organization could have gone out and got guys to surround him to make him better, to be that quarterback in the Super Bowl at the big dance.
They should
and
have been there.
didn't.
No, they should
And
have been in the
didn't.
Super Bowl last year. They were the best team. They should have beaten Tampa Bay. They should have.
Yes, they should have. Well, you would think they would, especially if they have Aaron Rodgers on their squad. And just, I have to throw this out. Everybody's making a big deal about Mike McCarthy, and Mike McCarthy only got to the one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Well, Matt LaFleur's had 2 really good Aaron Rodgers years. He hasn't gotten a Super Bowl. So,
Cowboys crap.
for whatever reason, trust me, we're going to talk Cowboys today.
We are. I mean, look, they're one of the they're them and New England, I think, are the hottest teams right now to talk about in the draft.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people think New England's really going to be aggressive. I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, New England has, in this draft, New England has the best pick they've had since 2003.
I got so much to say about this,
It's
man.
just crazy
We've
seeing
got
them
a
so
lot.
high
Yes.
in the draft. It really is. And I've been hearing rumors of one of the quarterbacks actually ending up there with the Patriots, but we'll all see it unfold here in just a little bit. Like I said, it's the draft show.
I'm so stoked for this.
I love the draft, dude.
So much
I live for
going
the
on.
draft.
Oh,
It's
dude.
I mean, I love the
fantastic.
NFL.
I love
love football.
anything NFL, but
It's-
especially the draft.
It's so much fun.
Again, like I said, everybody wins. The excitement, every team's going to be excited.
Right.
It's not like, aside from the Texans, like.
Hey,
Yeah.
I know. But think of the Texans. They had 28
Oh, dude.
signings
Let's
in
not-
free agency this year. 28 signings.
Let's not think about
That's
the
the
Texans.
most that any
would be great.
franchise
I know.
signed.
Yes. And they signed them to really small deals. So it's not like they got a lot of guys but didn't spend a whole lot of money.
All right, y'all, real quick
good.
before we get into this draft, there was some baseball being played today. Let's get into the scoreboard. Today's scoreboard brought to you by Smarter Mortgage.
Once again, we gotta recognize where we're at. Christian's Tailgate.
Christian's Tailgate.
Come on up and watch the draft with us.
Time for the NFL draft. And man, one more thing before we get into the scoreboard. There's going to be fans at this draft, and that's phenomenal. Do y'all
I love
remember
it.
last
Oh, I
year's
love it.
draft? It was just
From the basement of Robert.
yeah, it's just ugly. Ugly. But we got fans. Everybody's back. There's people that are in bars. It's going to be very exciting. They're going to have shots. I mean, look at this. Look at this right here.
The shot
It
right
looks
now.
fantastic.
Like, oh
and, the
my-
Of the
weather, and
draft.
the weather's
Look,
not
it's
good out
incredible.
there. The weather's not good. It's raining.
Yeah.
They have like each their little sections, the Ellis or the Green
Yeah,
Bay.
they do.
Yeah, I love it. I
That's
love this.
awesome.
I love this day.
49ers.
Yes.
I love this day. All right, y'all. The scoreboard brought to you by Smarter Mortgage and David Carrier over there, man. What an incredible guy. I've called him for a couple of things. Refinancing or purchasing. Call David over there at 281-650-0648. Mention SWB, get a free quote ASAP. That's David Carrier at Smarter Mortgage. All right, let's get into some scores today. One right off the top, I already know the Astros lost 1-0.
I know.
Man.
It could have been a sweep.
Dude, their pitcher for Seattle was just, he was phenomenal. He was a no-hitter through 7. Unbelievable.
Well, we'll talk a little bit
But-
about that. Those no hitters
man,
out there.
So
Well,
I told Grant this the other night. So me, Ashley, and my son Cole went to a baseball game the other night, and Cole caught a ball.
really,
Yeah,
Astros?
by himself. Yeah, at the Astros game.
Congrats, Cole. Where's
Yeah,
he at?
it was dope. He's not
Well,
here tonight.
He wouldn't even give me a high five if I tried.
No,
let's
Yeah,
be
he wouldn't
real.
talk to you. So don't worry about it.
Let's see. There's a few games later on tonight. Rockies at Diamondbacks, Tigers at White Sox, Red Sox and Grant's favorite Rangers,
Yep.
and Dodgers and Brewers, which is actually, I'm excited to watch the Dodgers-Brewers series. But some games that finished up. White Sox beat the Tigers. Cardinals beat the Phillies. Athletics actually beat the Rays, which sucks for the Astros, but Athletics beat the Rays 3-2. Orioles bested the Yankees 4-3. And like I mentioned, the Mariners beat the Astros 1-0. The only game being played right now, just kicked off, is Thomas Quinlan's Cubs 2-0 over the Braves. And speaking of the Braves, did y'all see Acuna's home run the other night?
To say crushed would be underselling that hit. That dude,
481.
that dude killed it.
I mean, in the non-steroid era, hitting a ball 481 feet is that. I mean, you have to tee that thing up like a golf ball.
I was gonna say, didn't a player do 451 the other day? Oh, it was Ohtani, right?
Otani did one.
And then so this guy even beat him out.
481.
That's crazy.
That's 19 feet away from 500. That is hitting a baseball a very long way, like a very long way.
Like we said, that's that's kind of like the natural knocking the cover off the ball kind of situation.
Yep.
If he had a golf club in his hand, you think how far do you think that ball would have gone?
Well, think about it. You
Just
were
an aluminum bat.
well, that's what I was about to say. Remember if we had aluminum bats? Because we talked about it the other day.
Dude,
Yeah.
600 feet.
Just in case anybody is curious, the record on record, although it says Babe Ruth, it's mythical home runs beyond 600 feet.
Yeah, that's...
They say that they know he hit a home run 575 feet. That's what they claim.
Babe
That
Ruth?
Babe-
575-foot dinger at Navin
Yo.
Field in Detroit.
I was going to ask how many times.
Holy crap.
Probably the most modern, I would say, I guess. Reggie Jackson, 1971, hit one 539 feet.
Wow.
Reggie Jackson, 531.
Reggie Jackson, 531.
That is just unbelievable.
Incredible.
That puts the Acuna home run into perspective. 41 these days is phenomenal.
If you had to guess in the 2000s, who do you think has hit the longest? Lauren's looking at my computer, so she can't say it.
I'm not looking at
And
actually. I
And
was looking
since
down at mine.
2000, since 2000.
I would say Bonds.
What would you say? What baseball player? Lauren?
Oh, who's hit the furthest?
Yeah. Since 2000. Longest home run since 2000. Okay, I don't want you to take too long doing that.
Okay, so I want to say like Hunter Pence because he always swung for the
Hunter
fences.
Pence.
Hunter Pence. That was.
Wow. I mean, holy crap.
And you know what the reason was? Because he always swung for the
Swung
fences.
for the fence. We got to love Lauren.
I like
Pence
that.
for the fences.
Oh,
I mean,
my
come
goodness.
Adam Dunn, 535 feet.
That's
That's not someone I would have named.
No, it's not. I don't
You
think
know?
anybody would have thought of Adam
pretty
Dunn.
sure nobody did that.
All right. Speaking of some baseball,
Hunter Pence, though. That was good. I like that.
I was like, he always did when he played for the Astros before he got traded.
I don't think he ever hit a ball over 400 feet. Maybe
If he hit
maybe
a home run, it was
410.
barely over the fence.
Yeah, maybe 410.
Well, the guys can scold me, and I'm going to thank someone as we get into What's Hot. Brought to you by Joe Applewhite Realty. Everything he touches turns to sold, whether you need a house. I was going to say a car, not a car. If you're buying
he
a
could do
house,
that if
if
he
you're
wanted to.
selling a house, give him a call at 713-291-5270. He will hook you up. He will help you out in any way possible. I was speaking to him earlier this week with my family flipping houses and needed some good insight. Joe gave it to us. So call him once again at Joe Applewhite at 713-291-5270. Everything he touches turns to soul.
I want to say what's up to Thomas, Vince, Joshua, your brother, Danielle, Ashley, Kevin, everybody paying attention, man. This is going to be a fun episode. Just stay tuned. And while we're going to go through every draft pick with you, at least as far as we can. We're not going to stay here till midnight with you, but we're going to stay up for a while. It's going to be an interesting show. I've got a bunch of insight. Thomas, I know you're looking forward to the Bears pick, so and we're going to get into that in a little bit. So stay tuned.
Vince says, "What up, G Miles?"
That's right. That's me, brother.
Is that what you were called in high school?
Yeah.
G Miles?
Yep.
All right.
Because I'm a G, yo.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's not do that again.
All right.
All right, we're about to hit that 15-minute mark, just a couple seconds away from the draft. Let's get into What's Hot. Floyd Mayweather is taking on Logan
Floyd who?
Paul.
Mayweather?
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 Mayweather.
That's a new fighter I've never heard of.
That's way out there.
Yeah, that's way out there.
Mayweather.
Mayweather
It's okay.
taking on
You've been gone
Logan
for a week.
Paul. Thank you. I
It's
appreciate it.
It's that suntan.
That's
Suntan's
Dude,
keeping it from
and now
talking.
I look really white.
I know. that's one of the things I was nervous about when you come back. She's been a week in the sun. We were white before. Wow.
Dude, we've got to go
We're
get
really white.
We've got to go get our teeth whitened and go to the tanning bed ASAP.
Yeah.
Y'all act like I've been in the tanning bed, and I don't.
Well, you were in the sun for a week.
Yeah, it's just true.
There you go.
So Mayweather is taking on Logan Paul. It was scheduled to be in February, but just announced Tuesday night that it's going to be June 6th at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Mayweather, 44 years old. He retired after defeating MMA star Conor McGregor, and this was in 2017. Now, Logan Paul, 26, recently defeated Ben Askren by a first-round knockout. What are our thoughts on this fight?
Well, that was Jake Paul that defeated Ben Askren.
Jake Paul.
Logan,
It was the brother.
This is where a lot of people get confused on this.
You're not the only one that confuses
this. This
so
happening.
confusing.
So me and Grant went over this last night. This guy Logan Paul is 0-1 in his career as a professional boxer, and he's fighting, in my opinion, the best boxer of all time.
Yes.
This is a complete joke.
Money racket.
Oh, no. Mayweather already said. Grant, what'd you say? How much he said he's going to make?
At least 50.
At least $50 million.
Said he could potentially make 100 out of it.
And the kicker on this fight, as Grant pulled this up, this is an exhibition.
Yes. It's an exhibition.
I'm sorry, and it's only $50 pay-per-view, but I'm sorry, I'm not paying for it.
Wow, that's the first I think I've ever heard you say that.
Usually I want to, well, before I say that, I want to see what the undercards are. Let's see who's fighting before that, because it could be a really interesting fight before that I might want to see, but I'm not paying $50 to watch Mayweather and not Jake Paul, Logan Paul, who's 0-1 in his professional or whatever boxing. Like, this guy's 0-1. Floyd Mayweather is 50-0.
Logan Paul lost to the beast, Olajide William Olatunji.
Good job on that.
I kind of mispronounced the last name, but that's okay. Olajide William, I'll say that.
He looks like an avatar.
Thomas
He does look like an avatar. That's a good call on that.
Thomas said, well, I don't know. Thomas is huge.
Is he?
He's a pretty big dude.
You think Thomas would fight Floyd?
He's been
Not
'cause he was
successfully?
a bouncer for a long time. I bet he'd fight him.
You think so?
A couple million, Thomas would do it. He'll reply him, and I guarantee you.
I mean, I think you would too, Jeff.
I don't know.
A couple million?
Couple million, I might get in there. Thomas is huge. Thomas is like, I don't know, 6'4", 6'5", maybe 240.
How big a boy
Big
are
dude.
you?
Oh.
Sounds like a
That's
big dude.
Big dude.
All right,
let's move on.
moving on to what's hot
Yeah, let's talk
next.
about how big Thomas is. Let's keep talking about that.
Thomas put it in the comments. Madison Bumgarner, known as Mad Bum, he throws a no-hitter. Well, keep listening. So on Sunday against the Atlanta Braves in the second game of the doubleheader, that's right, he had no opposing hits, means a no-hitter, right? Well, according to 1991 rule book, Major League Baseball counts 7 innings as a no-hitter is not technically qualified as a no-hitter. So if this is not qualified as a no-hitter, what do you put it as, and how does your team celebrate? Like,
Well, I put this in there because it's very frustrating to me.
It is.
Because, first of all, I don't like... The reason that he only threw 7 innings was because MLB changed the rules that on double headers, games are only 7 innings now.
right.
So he threw the second game of a doubleheader and pitched a no-hitter, 7 innings, won the game. Now Major League Baseball rules says that you have to pitch 9 innings in order to get a no-hitter. This is extremely frustrating because he pitched phenomenal, but I still, as much as I want to give him a no-hitter, it's not a no-hitter because he doesn't have those other 6 outs.
Well, this is one of those examples of not thinking through the rules that you're making as far as the MLB. I guarantee you the MLB never even thought this could even potentially be an issue.
Yeah.
Never. I mean, who would have thought that? I mean, when we were talking about the seven innings double headers, not a one of us mentioned, well, if somebody throws a no-hitter, that's not going to be, you know what I mean? Nobody thought about that. But when I saw that, the first person I thought of was you, Jeff.
Because
I was like, man, I bet Jeff is throwing stuff up against the wall. Like, this is irritating.
It's so irritating because they changed the game, and it's like, now what are they going to do? Because technically, Madison Bumgarner should get credit for a no-hitter. He pitched a complete game and didn't allow a hit. But the rules say you have to pitch 9 innings and win the game, so he didn't get a no-hitter. This is going to come up again. I don't know if they change the rules and it goes back to in the second game of double. Is it a no-hitter? I don't know. But it was frustrating, and the comments that I've read and arguments that I've had with people have been very interesting on this. So we'll see what MLB does.
What has been the consensus as far as the people that have argued about that?
I was just about to ask that.
Most people
What's
say
the
that
outcome?
most people say that it should be a no-hitter. Like
I agree.
It should be.
I agree.
I just have a problem is how many no-hitters have been broken up in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out or 2 outs.
Yeah,
I think Nolan Ryan had something like 10 no-hitters go into the 8th or 9th inning.
Yeah, but
those last 2 innings are ruthless.
But in a scheduled 9-inning game, I mean, if it's 7 innings, you're preparing for 7 innings, and so this is our last at bat. This is our whatever. When you're if you're doing that in a 9-inning game, hey, we got 2 more outs left. We got 1 more out left. Let bunt or whatever it is you got to do to break it up. You think it's 7 innings, you're prepared for 7 innings, so it should count.
Well,
it should count.
I agree. It's not like he wanted to say no. Let me keep going.
Yes,
so
and
I
they
can
took him
count,
out. Correct.
Well,
yes.
the pitcher
What
for
he was
Seattle,
given.
the pitcher for Seattle today pitched 7 no-hit innings. But they pulled him after the 7th inning, and he didn't get a no-hitter. Obviously, the Astros got I think 3 hits out of the whole game. But that 8th and 9th inning, you'd have probably 100 more no-hitters if you only counted 7 innings. Now, I understand your point as to where that's going into the 6th and 7th. That's it. This is your last at bat. But he didn't pitch 9 innings.
Well, his manager and the team are counting it for him. Patient, baby. All right, the Phoenix Suns, guess what, are going to the postseason. They clinched playoff berth for the first time in 10 seasons with a win over the Los Angeles Clippers on Wednesday night. The last time they went was in 2010, and all the guys on that roster have retired except for 3. We're talking Dragic, Dudley,
Gorgon Dragic,
and Lopez. So their current record of the Suns is 44-18. They're sitting at the number 2 seed, right behind the Utah Jazz, which they play them on Friday night, and they're only 1 game back. So we'll see what happens. They could move up. They have 10 games left in the regular season. And I don't know about this, guys, but seeing Chris Paul in that uniform is weird to me. I pay attention to the NBA, but not too much because the Rockets have been terrible, and we're here in Houston. And I pay attention to them whenever I work the games, and I have to. Anyways, that being said, I guess Chris Paul has really led this team and helped them since he was traded there in November.
Chris Paul is the MVP of the league. That's the reason I brought this thing up. If you've seen him play and what he's done over the last 20 games, everybody else has been injured or injured.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, but Chris Paul right now is the MVP of the league. What he's done with this Phoenix Suns team is phenomenal. Devin Booker is one of the top 5 to 7 basketball players in the NBA, but could not do anything the last few years because he didn't have anybody like Chris Paul. Chris Paul has changed this team into first time in 10 years they go to the postseason. He's doing it. I mean, he's literally. It looks like he's in his 20s again.
Yeah, that's a hot sports opinion. Him being the MVP, but I can't hate you for that opinion because what's the MVP for? Like the most valuable player, I would say to their team. That's a great argument. Chris Paul is the most valuable player to his team because where they were before, and their team hasn't really changed a whole lot.
No. And it's full of it's not it's they don't have the trifecta with 3 ballers on their team, like they don't have the super teams that all these other teams have, and they are just.
We all know who you're alluding to in the Nets. We all know
that and the Lakers, but that's I digress. We're not going to get into that. We got 8 minutes left on the draft.
Well, but to that point though, think about it. Name someone. I mean, I know you could, but you could probably name somebody on LA. You can name multiple players on the Lakers. You say you're not watching the league this much that year. The Nets, we could probably mention teams that you can name. All you can think about on the Phoenix Suns is Chris Paul. We can remember Devin Booker just because we're in the league a little bit, but other than that, what do they have? Nothing. They got good players, obviously. They're not good because of just Chris Paul. They got good players. I'm not trying to knock them, but I mean, he made a huge difference to that team.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason I say he's MVP. Is if you go around the league and look, like maybe the Greek Freak, there's a few other players that might be up there, but at least he should finish top 3 in voting.
Yes. If he doesn't, that's a shame.
Yeah, that would be really bad. Thomas says 6'3", 330, but he'd fight him for $100 and a bottle of Jameson.
Oh, wow. A bottle of Jameson. You just had to throw that in there.
Get it on. Let's get it
Did
on.
you say 6'3", 330?
I told you he's a big dude, man.
330?
Thomas is a big boy.
Wow.
Thomas.
Man.
Yeah, he can throw some people. No, so who would you think?
I don't know. When you said that, that's a different story,
Maybe
man.
it's 170.
Oh,
Ooh.
my goodness.
I don't know. That's a good quote. Boy, all he'd have to do is just get one on
Well,
him.
Thomas is younger, too.
No.
Oh.
Thomas is not
Thomas.
younger?
No.
Okay.
You're giving him credit.
Hey, you know what I just realized? I'm sitting between 2 Dallas Cowboys guys. I mean, you got your light blue on.
Oh, God.
Silverish.
Come on. That is
You
not
realized it, too. Thank you, Lauren.
And then
Jesus.
Trans in his Cowboy
It's
shirt.
a secret. He tries not to let people know. He claims he's not. I hate the Cowboys, but
I'm
secretly,
just messing, Jeff.
secretly,
I'm just
he's a
messing.
fan.
Even when I lived in Dallas and I worked at Patrizio's,
Oh,
used to
here we
see
go.
Jerry Jones
What's
all the time.
Patrizio's?
The Italian restaurant in Highland Park. And I used
Here we
to, Jerry
go.
Jones used to come in there all the time. I waited on him. Nice guy, good tipper.
I bet he did tip well.
He does tip
I
well.
bet.
But no,
I'm
I'm
sure we'll see
still not a Cowboys fan.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the yacht we saw him on last year?
Yes.
The
Oh
biggest
my
baller
goodness.
move ever.
I know,
That was the
right?
biggest baller
draft
move ever.
from the yacht.
That was fantastic. I love that.
Incredible. Well, hey, that wraps up what is hot in our draft special tonight. We have so much football to get into as it all unravels here in about 5 minutes. It's about to
Yes.
start. Yes. Before we go any further, we got to thank some people for making our production come together. We got to thank Hybrid Technologies Group. Roy Stanton, you're the man over there.
Yeah.
When it comes to reliability, they are the ones that you need. Phone, cable services, surveillance cameras, cloud services, any of these services, you give him a call at 832-336-1201, and he will hook you up. Say Sports with Balls, and you will get a discount. Once again, that is Hybrid Technologies Group.
I was driving by the other day on 59. They just did finished the Torchy's Tacos.
Yep.
Parking lot was packed. This is not an advertisement for Torchy's Tacos, though. It is an advertisement.
Where is it? 59 and what?
59 in West Airport.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But it is an advertisement or a sponsorship for Construction Concepts. They are responsible for the build out on that. They do a fantastic job. You need anything like that, Construction Concepts is changing corporate culture, one design at a time, from hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682. That's buildithouston.com.
Oh my goodness. I get on Twitter and I see Aaron Rodgers in a Patriots uniform.
Oh, God. Come on.
Hey, don't put it past Belichick.
Look.
Don't put it past him.
That's true. That's true. Anything can happen.
So there's so many scenarios, and the reason that obviously I love draft day, that you guys love draft day, is because you just don't know what's going to happen. Like, I mean,
nonstop drama.
The number 3 pick, you don't know where San Francisco is going with this number 3 pick. We pretty much know 1 and 2. We know 1 for sure, but number 2, pretty much know. But number 3 is kind of up in the air. And if Garoppolo gets traded, the word on the street is that New England wants him.
Well, I've read that. I've heard that New England is already kind of in talks with Jimmy G's people, trying to work out a scenario in which a contract, if they were to get him.
And then I'll bring up a couple of things. So the 2022 draft is supposed to be phenomenal as well, right? So people are going to start trading picks in the 2022 draft. Who's got top wins already in that? The Saints. Do the Saints trade into the top 10 to get a quarterback? That's a big thing. The Bridgewater trade, how is that going to affect this draft? Philadelphia has the most picks of anybody. They have 11 picks in this draft. 11!
Well, the thing that has changed in the, from the past to recent years is the fact that once these guys do get drafted as quarterbacks, they don't have to be locked in. And they do have that 5th-year option, but it's so much easier to trade. Back in the day, if you're with that team, you had to be with that team, and they got the full amount of money.
Yeah, remember Eli?
That's what makes it so crazy.
Eli Manning was like, nope, I'm not going to play for him. It's like, I mean, that was unbelievable. And you have Miami, who has 4 picks in the top 50.
Unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they have 4 picks in the top 50, and and their whole thing is based upon Tua.
Yes.
Tua
for right now,
yes. Yeah, so what do they do? If they believe in Tua, are they going to surround him with some more wide receivers? What's Miami going to do? The Packers have 10 picks, as I said. This is one thing that nobody's talked about yet that I just thought was mind-blowing today. Where are the running backs?
Yeah, I mean, you got some good running backs. You got ETN, of course. You have, I've said his name.
I went down all the mock drafts. I don't think there's one in the first round.
I haven't had one. I don't see any.
I bet you
has
see.
That ever been?
I bet Najee Harris. I bet you see one of those guys go in the later rounds in the first round, just because you've got guys. As an example, you got a team like Miami who has multiple first-round picks. They're going to do what they can, to your point, to get to some players. They can get a receiver early, and they can get a running back late.
Yeah, Miami has number 6, and then they have number 18.
Yes. So you can get, and then plus Miami can also, I mean, they have a lot of movement. They can trade back. They can trade back up if they see somebody they like. But, I mean, you
4
do have
picks in the top 50. Holy crap. Dude,
correct.
That is huge.
Right.
You can build a whole offensive line.
Yes.
A badass offensive line.
Yes, you could. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting where the running backs go. And it's interesting where the league has come to, where we're at this point where Harris, for that running back for Alabama, that dude was...
Najee Harris is an unbelievable
player.
And then you go from Derrick Henry, who was a running back at Alabama for the Titans, who's basically transcended the league and becomes, almost a 2,000-yard rusher.
Yes, and I wanted him on my team, and you said, no, McCaffrey.
You finished last. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I just
But
had a feeling
you did get the best draft grade, so that's awesome.
I did.
Yeah, draft grade.
Yes, thank you.
You won that.
But so the running backs, mentioned Saquon Barkley for the Giants. They picked up his 5th-year option. It seems like he's going to be available for the first game of the season. And let's even go a step further. There's 17 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you're going to need a valuable running back, and it just baffles me that none of these teams in every mock draft that I've looked in has Etienne or Harris or any of them going in the first round. I don't know if that's ever happened in the NFL.
Well,
draft.
that right there tells us something, right? It doesn't take. I mean, for a quarterback, they can't do it by themselves. And a lot of these guys, that just shows you.
Garoppolo got to the World Series. I'm not the World Series, to the Super Bowl. Why? For
running back.
For handing it off.
Yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying is that shows all of these quarterbacks this year that are being drafted, they weren't using their running backs, or at least they weren't seniors, to get the touchdowns this past college year, is what I'm saying, this past collegiate year. They're especially Mac Jones right now, like I see an image of him. You talk about an incredible pocket passer. That's who this guy is. So that just shows that the running backs aren't that great in this draft class. Otherwise, they would be going in the first round.
Well, y'all.
There are so many wide receivers that are.
Oh, it's nuts, man. The Heisman Trophy winners. Some people have him going in the 20s.
Well, and I know that's crazy. I think he's going to go higher than that, but it's value. It's value. That's what it is. Running backs right now don't hold a tremendous value. I mean, look, you've got Ezekiel Elliott, who was a top. I think he was a third or fourth player picked in the draft that he came out. I can't remember what number it was the Cowboys picked him. He's gotten a huge contract, and he's just not as productive anymore as he used to be.
Well, that's why I brought up
it's
Henry.
value.
Well, that's why I brought up Henry. Like, he carried the team literally on his back into almost a Super Bowl. Like, why wouldn't you put value on a Najee Harris or an Etienne, a Travis Etienne? You know, those guys might be generational, and they're going to slip to maybe 30, 40, 50 pick.
And look,
somebody's going to get an incredible running back either late in the first round or at the start of the second round.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, an incredible running back.
well, what I'm saying is, as far as the quarterback to the targets, like, that's what is being showcased here in this draft, because they've been put together. I mean, you look at Mac Jones and Devonta Smith. Obviously, you can't have one without the other.
Well, I think Devontae's biggest thing is just his size. I mean, it's size. That dude is.
Dude, look at Cleveland.
I know, it's crazy. I love it, dude. Considering how it was last year
The thing
and
is,
doing everything.
Cleveland, like the Browns have the craziest out there. They are. The Browns are the craziest fans. So this to happen in Cleveland is pretty.
Well, look at that crowd. I mean, and the weather's
dude.
not great there, by the way.
Look at Cleveland. We need to turn this on the sound system over
Man,
here.
they're not social distancing at all.
Yeah.
I bet that really bothers you, Grant.
Oh, I'm there. I'm gonna write a letter.
Write a letter, old school. I like
Trevor
it.
Lawrence.
I like it.
Trevor Lawrence. They're showing Trevor Lawrence right now. Justin Fields is him. That's what's going to be interesting, is to see where Justin Fields goes.
I mean, they have to be on that.
Ooh,
I mean,
that's a
look,
nice house.
he's going to go. But, like, so are we all in agreement that it's Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson,
Yes.
1 and 2?
Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. Yes. Trevor Lawrence to Jacksonville. Hey, it's the reason Urban Meyer took that job.
Yes.
I've read he would have been the head coach of the Texas Longhorns if the Jacksonville Jaguars did not have the number 1 pick and Trevor Lawrence was not coming out.
Speaking of the Jacksonville Jaguars and Urban Meyer, did you see who was working out there today?
No, I didn't.
Tim Tebow.
As the tight end.
As the tight end.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
he should have done 12 years ago.
Y-
But
well, yeah.
God told him not to.
interesting, right?
He prayed about it. God said, "Be a quarterback,
Look,
brother."
I love Tim Tebow and everything that he stands for. Like, he does a great job. It's just I don't. How old is Tim Tebow now? He's got to be mid-30s.
I think he's 33. And the thing about it that's so funny is,
Lauren
like,
knows exactly
with his
how old he is.
Christianity,
He doesn't have a mustache. Calm down.
with his hush it. With his Christianity, people saying like, "Oh, next stop is going to be Houston with Jack Easterby."
Oh, that would be interesting.
Right?
Well,
That would be
And I'm
interesting.
just thinking like, oh, teaming up with Urban Meyer to be a leader for Trevor Lawrence. That's just, all hypothetical thoughts
Great locker
going
room
on
guy,
over here.
I guess. I don't know. But,
Yes.
it's almost draft time, guys. They look like we're about to get on it. We also want to thank Max Sports for having this production. Ali and
Yes.
Zach here. Thank you guys for putting
Working
this on for
hard.
us.
Working hard.
Yeah, man.
Working hard. They put hours into setting all of this
Oh, yeah.
up and
What
getting
time
the
did y'all
cameras
get
on
here today?
outside. I know last time I was here,
Zach,
they said they
what
got
time
here
did
at
y'all
like
get here
4
today?
p.m.
What time?
What?
3 or 4. Jeez,
3 or
guys.
4. So 2 or 3
Wow.
hours of setup time, all for us to sit here and bring you the NFL draft live as it happens.
Oh, that's so cool.
I am stoked.
Oh, nice, guys. Good job.
Yeah, there we go.
I like that.
There we are.
See, Max
we have
Sports.
the coverage.
Zach and Allie right
Max
there.
Sports.
Uh-huh.
Love
Max
it.
Sports.
Love it.
Max
And
Sports.
this is actually our first NFL draft together.
It is.
It is because you
You've
did it
done this
without us
before.
last year.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know.
Yeah, you've done this without us. So
Shouldn't
thanks.
have brought that up.
Yeah,
Shoot myself in the foot.
we were sitting at home watching, going, man, it'd be nice to be there, but we're not invited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what was
We
happening.
didn't get a text back then.
I highly doubt that.
Do you watch the draft every single year
Every single year.
but do you do all of the scouting reports? Do you look at all of the guys that are in the draft? Do you do all the research every year?
I don't do as much research as I've done this year, but I'm into it. Like, I'll watch 1st through 7th. When I'm available and I can watch, I'll watch it all. 100%. I'll watch from the first pick to Mr. Irrelevant at the very end. Absolutely.
How about you, Jeff?
Will you put this over there? Ashley knows. What was the question?
Well, just, how much do you put into it prior to our show? How much you watch the NFL draft each year? Do you do all this, scouting reports? Do you do all the research?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to watch too much television and dip too much into all of their, opinions and thoughts, because I like to I like to have my own opinion. I watch sports throughout the year, and so I kind of know these guys and who they play for and how they play, and I kind of form my own opinion on who they should go to. So I don't feed too much into everybody else's pick. I just go on whatever I think. So I wrote down what I think in the top. Let's see, I went up to number 12 or 13. And then after that, it's, because you don't know what's going to happen. You
never know what's going to happen.
San Francisco at number 3, we don't have a clue.
No.
20 minutes into this draft, the whole thing could just be like, well, might as well just erase all this.
Right. Well, for sure, San Francisco has said, we're going quarterback. San Francisco has said, we're going quarterback. They just have not. And what's been crazy about it is normally in these kind of process, something leaks out. You hear that they're leaning this way or that way.
And
Adam Schefter, nobody has any idea.
Well, more so, it's been Mac Jones.
Yes.
The most recent news has been, Mac Jones is going to be the 49ers guy.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen. But like you said, anything can happen, Jeff, and it's going to be a long draft night, and that lemonade looks really good. But you better be careful drinking that thing, because we're going to be sitting up here for a while.
You got lemonade?
To go to the restroom.
Is that lemonade?
It is lemonade.
Oh, man, it's
what's
making
in
me
it?
want one.
Nothing, just lemonade and water.
Sure. You should put something in there.
It is. I got a big day tomorrow. I'm not drinking this evening.
What's your big day
Good
tomorrow?
job.
Got lots to do tomorrow.
Okay.
You're losing what?
Make
You
it a
lost
secret.
something?
Lots to do tomorrow. In fact, we went to the gym today on lunch break.
Awesome.
On Ashley's lunch break, drove up to the gym and worked out again.
Which gym?
Lifetime.
Oh, the nice one.
Is that
Nice
same
one.
car?
I
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
They keep making that noise. I'm not happy about the engine.
We're down
Back
here
there.
at Christian's Tailgate in Midtown here in Houston, Texas, waiting. I think that's funny to say. We're doing the draft here live from Houston, Texas, with no draft picks.
Yeah. and I wonder, I was thinking about that on the way here.
The
I
number
wonder.
3 pick is from Houston.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Miami's pick.
Yeah. Well, it's gone through several different people, but
Yeah.
yes, it's Miami's. I wonder that. I just
Houston
wonder.
to Miami to 49ers.
Yeah. I wonder what those guys for the Texans are doing right now.
Kicking themselves.
Just sitting there,
You mean
just being like
the players or the front office?
the front office. What are they doing? What are they sitting
Oh,
there
they're still
thinking
trying
about?
to figure out Deshaun Watson.
Oh.
No, for sure.
Cal McNair is playing his video game.
His video game? What's the video
Did
game
you
that
see-
he's playing?
Did you ever see that interview? It replayed. I had it on one of my shows that I do on KPRC, and we replayed one of these
Bragger.
guys that was drafted. I was just trying to give some context here. That they drafted into the Texans. I can't remember what year it was, but the guy was saying on a podcast, I went in to go meet Cal McNair and Bob McNair.
Yeah.
And Bob introduced me to Cal. He walked into a room in his office at Energy Stadium, which was, Reliant
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
And Cal was sitting on the floor playing video games.
No, he's not.
He was.
How old was he?
I mean, this was maybe 12 to 15 years ago.
Jeez. Wow.
And Cal now is in,
That's your
in
owner.
his 60s.
Yeah, that's your owner now. Interesting. Well, that's probably, that's a good call then. I guess that's what he's doing.
That's why I said it.
One thing I wanted to bring up, I thought that was an interesting little tidbit. 4 teams in this draft are ushering in new head coach and new general manager.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
So you got Jacksonville Jaguars, Atlanta Falcons, Houston Texans.
Oh, Atlanta, dude, that is
And Detroit Lions.
Atlanta in this draft is such an interesting story.
That I think is where it breaks.
Wow.
That I think is where the draft breaks.
What do they
What
do?
Atlanta does.
Yeah, I mean, do they trade? They're going to have to trade up. I mean, are they getting are they getting a replacement for Matt Ryan?
That's the question.
So this is what I heard today, and what I was thinking. Apparently, Mac Jones is being compared to Matt Ryan. Do you see that?
I am not a Mac Jones fan. Zach Wilson, I told y'all months and months and months ago that he was my favorite in this draft. I think that's just what I think. Him and Trey Lance are my two quarterback picks for this draft.
Really, Trey Lance?
Yeah, I like that guy.
He's so
he
young.
even has a football name.
Trey Lance, yeah.
Trey
It
Lance.
just sounds like a football or baseball. It sounds like a baseball player.
It really does sound like a baseball name. Yeah.
Tell me a reason not to like Mac Jones.
Man, it's just when I see his mechanics and things, it just I don't think he has that it factor.
He's not that mobile. Is that why?
Well, I know he's not mobile, but he's playing in Alabama with maybe the best running back and by far the best player in the country. It makes things look easy when you're playing in Alabama. Put Mac Jones up against some of these NFL teams, I just don't like it. I like the guys that come out of a little smaller of a school and that hustle a little bit more and have this it factor and can run around and throw the ball almost like an Aaron Rodgers.
I was going to say Lamar Jackson, but in opposition, a quarterback can't do it by himself either. I mean, you can put Trevor Lawrence out there with the worst team and you get nothing.
Trevor Lawrence has been amazing. I don't know if he's the truth though. I just don't know. I mean, you're putting a lot. Look, how many? I think I spit out this stat a couple of times already that only 8% of NFL quarterbacks that are drafted in the first round make it. 8% in the last 20 years. That's unbelievable.
And for whatever it's worth, and of course I'm going to bring this in because I'm that guy. I'm the stats guy. The highest graded quarterback of the group on Pro Football Focus last year in college was Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Well, of course.
Highest grade.
Roger Goodell
highest
coming
grade.
up on the stage right now.
But better than Trevor Lawrence. I would say Trevor Lawrence played with a really good team. Better than Justin Fields. I'd say Justin Fields played with a really good team. I mean,
out of those
he graded better than those guys. Now, again, I'm not saying that's everything. I'm just saying there's a reason why people are interested in Mac Jones.
But we saw Alabama last year. All year long when we saw Alabama play any college game, we're like, this is a joke. It's an absolute joke. Alabama ran over everyone. It wasn't even fun to watch. Even the NCAA championship, it was fun for a quarter?
I agree. He played in the easiest situation. I agree with that. I'm with that. I'm just saying you do still have to perform. You do still have to play. You do still have to be accurate. You do still have to throw for touchdowns. You do still have to not throw interceptions. And he did all three of those at a very high rate.
I'm with Grant right there. And then also, Jeff, I understand, I love seeing the nitty-gritty guys, more so of the underdog come out and represent and, perform. I like saying that about Trey Lance. What are you looking at? He's smiling, smirking.
No, he wants to say something.
I know, he was smirking. What's going on?
Say something?
Nothing. Kevin Anthony says that Peyton Manning told Trevor Lawrence at the Masters earlier this month that Jaguars head coach Urban Meyer needed to play him every play of the game so that he could break his record for most interceptions by rookie, which is 28.
I don't think that'll happen.
I don't think that's happening, but
happen.
whatever.
No, I don't see Urban Meyer doing that.
I just, going back to your statement about Trey Lance, I'm curious to see what he actually does because he's just so young. At the same time, he's done so well so far. I mean, I
have him going number 8 to Carolina.
Trey Lance?
Yeah.
I'd be curious about Denver and what Denver does.
Yeah, I mean that's another interesting story. Is Denver? I mean, now that they have Teddy Bridgewater, is Teddy Bridgewater gonna? Are they leaning on him for a couple of years?
Yeah.
Or are they drafting somebody young? This is going to be fun, y'all, and it's about to start right now. Roger Goodell is on the podium. It's 7:15. This is what's frustrating. You already know the first pick. Why they put him on the clock?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Why we get an extra 10 minutes?
Hey.
Let me ask you this then.
What's the chair for?
I don't know.
It's
Mr.
probably
Relevant.
Symbolism.
Symbolism of what?
That's who's getting picked.
I think it might be somebody that passed away. I don't know, whoever it is. No, somebody.
No, they're inviting somebody up,
Getting
I
a fan out?
assume, to watch the draft on stage. That'd be very,
Who's
very
that
cool.
lucky person?
Oh, that lucky person. Oh, they had to have gotten picked before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But that's very cool. I like how they're incorporating that. Last year, no fans. Now they get a fan on stage.
Well,
How about that?
what you got is you got Cleveland Browns players, former and current players up there right now. So I think that's Joe Thomas right there, their former left tackle. You got Bernie Kosar in the middle, the great Bernie Kosar.
Bernie.
Uh-huh.
And then Jarvis Landry, the wide receiver. Kevin, former LSU wide receiver.
Now, is Cleveland's the home of the draft now, right?
Cleveland is what? I mean, permanently?
Yeah, I think that
I don't think
they've had
so.
it there last year and the year before, I believe.
Did they have it there? No, they didn't have it there last year,
Last
did they?
year was in the basement.
Well, yeah.
Last year was in the
I was
basement.
gonna say.
Keep going with this basement
last
situation.
public draft, But all right, got a fan up there, a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. Maybe they're gonna pick a fan from each team.
Oh, you think that's gonna happen? That'd be interesting.
That's
With
gonna be
each
fun to
team
watch.
to who it's gonna. So that's why it makes up that 10 minutes. Like you said, there's 10 minutes between.
Are they
every pick.
vaccinated?
Yeah. She's wearing her mask. Okay,
She's
good.
got her mask on.
All right, we're okay.
Nobody's dying today.
Yeah, nobody's gonna get COVID and go die.
I think y'all are about to die from that comment. All right.
Damn.
Wow.
Whoa.
Lauren wants to show by herself. We get it.
No, I'm just saying, calm it down.
We get it.
Calm
All
it
right,
down.
y'all. The draft is official. Are they on the clock? Yes.
They are on the clock,
The
Jacksonville
Jaguars.
All together.
So let's
There
break
we
this
go.
down. We got 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Now sometimes the pick comes in early. If the pick comes in early, obviously we'll go to it and we'll be good to go. But
Yes.
is Trevor Lawrence the right pick for Jacksonville?
I think he's a no-brainer. I think if Jacksonville did not get Trevor Lawrence, I think they would be. I mean, I think it's funny though. It's a different argument. Is he the right pick, or is he going to be the best quarterback out of this whole draft?
That's
Right, like
exactly. It's two separate questions, I guess.
Yeah,
Exactly. It takes the whole team.
I think he's a no-brainer going number one.
But is this based on 2019 or 2020?
I think it's based on when he first came out. I think he could have been the first pick his
In
freshman
18?
year, his sophomore year, and this year. I think he could have been the number one
I was
pick in
going
a
to
year.
say all of it. All of it. He's been great.
He's been good, and that's the thing. You don't know if it's because of hype, because he came in so hyped up that he lived. Hey, he only won one championship.
Yeah.
Here we go. Heisman Trophy winner.
Newly
Trophy
married
runner-up.
Trevor Lawrence.
I'll bring up another question. Is Urban Meyer the right head coach for the team?
That
You've
I
got
don't
both
know.
of these. You got to put both of this together. And is what's Urban Meyer's system, and is Trevor Lawrence going to fit into what Urban Meyer's trying to do there in Jacksonville?
You got to look and think of the guys that have played in the NFL that have played for or with Urban Meyer. Alex Smith. Alex Smith is a guy that played in Utah under Urban Meyer when he was a head coach at Utah. Tim Tebow, we know how Tim Tebow did. What are some of his Ohio State?
Really?
I do,
But
man.
where-
Tim
You know,
Tebow's
people
fun.
either love him or they hate him. kind of
He
thing.
was good.
But whereas the guys that he's coached in his system in college come to the NFL and exceeded expectations.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, you're hiring him based on his college experience.
Yes,
right?
you are.
And he's dabbled in NFL stuff, and I don't know. We're going to see how this all works out, but I can tell you this much: they've got at least 4 wins next year already in their belt. They're going to beat the Texans both times, and they're probably going to beat. They're not going to beat the Colts both times. Colts are pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you've got, let's see, it's Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Colts, Texas,
Titans.
the Titans. So I mean, maybe they only have 2 wins. That's a tough division now.
It is.
Like the Texans 3 years ago, they won the division 6 out of 7 years or whatever it was, and now the Texans are obviously in a rebuilding thing with Deshaun Watson. We don't know how that's going to play out, but Jacksonville could have the new head coach and this rookie quarterback. But I can tell you this much, that the Colts are going to be good, and so are
Titans. I mean, Titans are going to be
Yeah, the
good
Titans-
too.
the Titans will be good,
they're
too.
going to have pretty much the same team that they had previously. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be, you would think at this point, and that's the thing that's great about the draft is that and it's just great about the NFL and football in general. We can talk about this and just how good a team's going to be just based off this draft. You take their picks, people grade. As you can tell from Lauren in the fantasy draft, grades don't mean anything.
Hey.
So,
I just didn't keep up with it, okay?
no,
I
you
got
did
busy.
not keep up with it. You got busy.
I got busy. Working on the weekends, guys.
Okay,
so
all right.
before
People
we get
work
to
for the weekends. I work on the weekends.
what's the first trade?
I think the first trade is going to come.
I'm going not Denver. man. Dallas has the number 10 pick, so
I don't think it's going to go that long without a trade. I think it's going to be before that.
Oh, who's moving up? The Patriots?
I think the Eagles could move down. I think somebody could come up. It really,
because they do have 11 picks.
Yeah, so it really goes to where that quarterback after Zach goes and after Trevor goes, what quarterback is going next? Because if you've got somebody like Trey Lance there, Justin Fields, a quarterback-needy team's going to come up to 6. Because then you've got the Lions at 7, who, they've got I can't even think of his stupid name now. Lions got the guy from the Rams.
Oh, Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, yes.
Yeah.
So they're okay at quarterback. At 8, you got the Panthers.
By the way,
I was so not paying attention.
You weren't?
Well, I was watching this, and don't even worry about it.
What are you watching?
I was watching Us, but I was looking at something else, and I get yelled at every day for not paying attention. I totally, you were like, and then you asked me a sports question. I was like, dude, I'm stumped.
What did he say?
A minute ago, you were smirking, and I'm like, what are you laughing at? And you're like, oh, nothing.
Got a lot going on the NFL draft, and it was just because I'm sitting here watching Us, and I was like, why is Joe Applewhite Realty at the bottom? And I'm thinking,
okay.
Are we that far behind on the show?
That's where we are right there.
Yeah, so.
I would say your first trade's either going to be at the Eagles or it's going to be at the Panthers. 6 or 8. That's going to be my choice.
So who's trading up? The Eagles are trading down. Well, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 are Jacksonville Jets, San Francisco, Atlanta. Then you've got Cincinnati, which this is interesting because Jamar Chase, are they going to draft him over the Heisman Trophy winner just because he played with Joe Burrow?
I think talent-wise, Jamar Chase is probably the more talented wide receiver. It's sounding weird saying that after the guy won the Heisman Trophy.
He's phenomenal.
But just like as far as, you talk about baseball 5-tool players, like I think Jamar Chase is a 5-tool receiver. So they're either going to go left tackle or they're going to go wide receiver. And then you got the Eagles, I think, at a spot that people want to go because you got Panthers that need a quarterback, Broncos need a quarterback. So somebody's going to want to move up, and I think New England.
Check this out. Rodgers trade rumors impact odds. Aaron Rodgers rumors moved the Broncos from plus 6,000 to plus 2,000 in Vegas right now.
So I heard that he wants to either go to Denver or anywhere west. He wants to play NFL on the West Coast, and I heard something interesting too about Derek Carr and taking his place with the Raiders.
That would be interesting. As far as the trade straight up.
I'm not sure what all would go into that
There's
movement.
no way.
Well, I'm not sure what all would go into that movement, but I'm just saying like him in Las Vegas.
Yeah. I'm not saying straight up as in like trade for trade and that would be it. I'm sure Las Vegas would have to send them something back because Aaron Rodgers and Carr aren't an even trade, aren't an even swap. But that would be interesting. Man, Aaron Rodgers coming out and making that announcement just blew up this draft.
Yeah, I can't
blew
believe
up the draft.
Why? Vegas changed the odds from the Broncos to plus 6,000 to plus 2,000
to win the Super Bowl.
To win the Super Bowl, that's
crazy how that changes.
Insane. What did they know about him going to Denver that we don't?
Who knows? I wonder. Look, if you're the Green Bay Packers, okay, here you go. Here's a question, Jeff, Lauren, y'all can answer this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm like paying
Denver
attention
Broncos.
as much as I can to see like, okay.
We already know who's going first.
I know.
Denver Broncos at 9 currently.
Yes.
You're the Green Bay Packers. You trade Aaron Rodgers to the Denver Broncos and plus more, get back from the Broncos to move up to number 9.
The only problem that I see was that the Packers have 10 picks already in the draft. Like they have 10 picks. That's just insane. Like they're gonna move up more. Like they want.
But
more
the value that you can get at 9, like what you could get at 9 for your team.
I think if they moved up, they'd get Trey Lance. Well, that's if Carolina didn't take him. Man,
they already have Love though. You've traded. You traded your first round. You got your first round pick last year as far as Love goes.
Well, that's an interesting point with Love because if they would have to really, really believe what they've seen out of the last year with Love to let Aaron Rodgers go. This guy almost took you to the Super Bowl last year. One play away.
Keyword almost.
Yeah, look, Garoppolo Garoppolo just can't stay healthy, but he was one play away from winning a Super Bowl. He went to a Super Bowl, and now
Right.
people want to trade. If you're Garoppolo, if you're at the home of the Garappolos, you got to feel terrible. Like, he's just trade bait everywhere. Like,
Lauren, what about you? If you're the Denver Broncos and you're sitting there at 9, or Green Bay Packers, you're the Green Bay Packers. You have Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers today, 4 hours ago, told you he wants to leave. Denver calls you up and says, we'll give you the number 9 pick plus this year's whatever they give him for Aaron Rodgers. You, the Green Bay Packers, you do it?
Yes. And here's why. He doesn't want to be there. He's not happy. He wasn't happy who you drafted last year because that guy is only going to be in his shoes next year or when he leaves. And point blank, he's not happy, and you could be getting all of those other picks so early in the draft still.
I would. I mean, if I were Green Bay Packers and Denver Broncos call me up and say that, I'm down.
Look, you get love, getting some love
Yes.
if Rodgers leaves.
Yes.
And then you build around what you've seen from him this last year.
Yes.
And not totally system, but you build around him, and then also what else you need
Right.
that didn't work for Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
here comes the commissioner. The Jaguars pick is in, which we are
Jeez, I
all...
wonder what it is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Is
she
this
is
gonna happen
announcing it?
Oh, I guess they're going to get him to announce it. Wow.
Yeah,
She
they're
gets to
gonna-
announce the number 1
She
pick.
is special.
He is special. That's awesome.
That's
That's awesome they're doing that.
Yeah, that's
It
pretty
just
cool.
it just came up on my phone now. How weird is that?
What did?
What came up?
Ian Rappaport, the pick is in, and of course it's the new Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Before
There
we're
it
even
is.
watching it,
That's right, because that's how broadcasts work, right? Oh, and
Oh,
here's
Trevor
the
didn't
home
even
of
show
Trevor
up.
Lawrence.
Come on, Trevor. You got to show up.
there he is on the
There he
bottom
is.
left.
You got to show up to the
You
draft.
think-
Oh,
You think
there they go. And that's his wife or fiance?
I think
Wife?
No, he just got
They married?
He just got married.
He just got married.
All right.
I don't know
remember
why,
it was like, is
but he
his
got
knee
married.
down whenever he proposed on the field or not?
Yeah.
Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
How many number 1 picks are broke?
We already talked about this.
Jamarcus
No,
Russell, I know
that are
that.
broke, like dead broke money wise.
Jamarcus Russell's one I can think of off the top of my
Oh.
head.
Jamarcus Russell. Oh yeah.
I thought you meant not being successful, and you're like,
Well,
this
because
picks
being
rate
a number
8%.
1 pick comes with all sorts of benefits. I mean, just like all sorts of endorsement deals. I mean, like you have to really screw up to not be successful after a number 1 draft pick. But I guarantee you, there's ones that are out there.
Hey, endorsement deals. If you're out there, I drink Red Bull almost every show. Let's do this.
Dude.
She wants some love. Yeah. So now you got the New York Jets on the clock. New York
yeah, let's
Jets
go.
last year, of course, everybody's going with the quarterback here. Of course, they traded Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers this past offseason. So they don't have a quarterback really. So obviously they're going to go quarterback. The question is Zach Taylor really going to be the guy in the NFL?
You have Zach Taylor stats up?
I can get him up though if you'd like them.
Because man, Zach Taylor is a boss. This kid can play football. And just for those of y'all that don't know, there's only 6 minutes left, so obviously they
Zach
start
Wilson.
going.
I said Zach
Look,
Taylor.
I know. I was like, who's
Oh,
Zach
I
Taylor
don't
this
know why I
whole
said
time in
Zach
my
Taylor.
head?
Oh,
Yeah.
because-
you can speak
Zach-
up.
He's like the
Zach
12th
Wilson.
U.S. president is Zachary Taylor. Grant was giving us some history and didn't even know
I said
it.
Zach
there we
Taylor.
go.
What the hell?
They're already showing BYU Zach Wilson.
This is remember I told
mean,
y'all
come on.
I told y'all about Zach Wilson maybe halfway through the season before the draft, and we were doing it when we were going to Kirby location, and I was like, this kid can play football. Like he's just a football player. So
New York Football Jets. Are they getting Wilson?
well, yes, they're getting Zach Wilson. The question is he going to say I don't want to play there?
Oh wow.
He doesn't.
He's
the thing
obviously
is-
not gonna do
The thing
that. That would
is,
be
he doesn't
crazy.
strike me as that kind of guy.
What's the over under that a player this draft does that?
I would say half.
You would say-
0.5.
I think somebody will.
If,
say
if
they don't
somebody
wanna play?
did,
They
I
don't
know
wanna
who
play.
you think is going to say that from
Who?
Alabama
Alabama. What are you talking about?
She's thinking Mac Jones.
because of how he
Jones?
feels towards Mac Jones.
Oh, okay.
It just depends on where he goes. Look, we're 5 minutes away from finding out. Well, 15 minutes technically away from finding out a really, really important question in this draft.
Yes.
Who goes number 3?
Yes. To your question earlier, Zach Wilson last year, 247 completions against 336 attempts, 73.5% completion percentage,
Shit.
3,692 yards
You
through.
Sorry, good.
No. Go.
I was going to say, you got to look at his opponents, though. and see who they played compared to the other guys.
It's not like he has some baller wide receivers. 76 completion percentage, and he has 11 yards per attempt. That's phenomenal.
33 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Whoa.
Yep. I mean, at a certain point, it really doesn't matter. It matters who you play, but it also, when you play, do you excel? Like, it's one thing if you are playing bad teams and your record is good. When you play bad teams and you're killing them, which you're supposed to.
There's your stats.
Correct. Yes, ESPN heard me.
73.5 completion.
That's just ridiculous.
73.5%. I mean, that's crazy.
NFL 61% is phenomenal. That's through the roof.
Did they have a full season last year?
They squeezed out as much a season as they could get. They were basically BYU played anybody that would play them last year.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta understand. Last year with COVID, they were taking random games. Teams were taking, whoever. A lot of the teams pulled out.
I know Rice only had 5 games here in Houston.
Kevin Anthony says he Googled Ryan Leaf's net worth, and it says $1,000.
1,000.
That might be the.
Hey,
that might take the cake.
Wow.
So just so you
a
know,
lot of mental health issues and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Just so you know, who they played last year. BYU. They played Navy, Troy, Louisiana Tech, UT San Antonio, Houston, Texas State, Western Kentucky, Boise State, North Alabama, Coastal Carolina, San Diego State, and UCF.
Okay, so they had a pretty full season.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a full season. And they played 2 teams that were ranked. Boise State,
What's
which
the one
they
team
won.
you heard out of all that?
Me?
Yeah.
I heard Boise State,
And who else?
Yeah, and who else?
Louisiana Tech.
Oh, you didn't hear Houston. I thought for sure.
Oh,
They played
trust
Houston.
me.
I was
I
like,
heard
okay.
Houston. Trust me.
They beat Houston,
What's up, Austin?
43-26.
Thanks for tuning in, Austin. Appreciate it. And my cousin Jeremy's watching, so appreciate y'all. If y'all don't want to listen to Booger McFarland, which I never do,
and his crooked finger. Have you ever seen Booger McFarland's finger?
It's like
awkward.
Don't make fun of things people can't control.
I'm not making fun of him. He's got a crooked finger. That's a legit statement. I didn't make fun of it.
Laurenisms.
Did I speak out of turn by telling him he's got a crooked finger?
I think you don't ever look at his crooked finger. Okay, well, that's something that somebody cannot control.
Look, he won 2 Super Bowls with Tampa Bay that I didn't even know he was on their team.
Yeah.
And now I just don't like his sports opinions at all.
I think ESPN is trying to find somewhere to put him.
Oh yeah, dude, because he's
Work
going to
on
like
Monday
7
night.
different things, man.
Yeah.
They're like, man, we got to fill that quota. Like, man.
Yeah. ESPN's losing people, and they're like, look, we got nobody else. So,
Dude, he is not like. I'm sorry, Booger. Like, I'm sorry. It's just not. I mean,
hey, Lauren will get on to you.
yeah, I got to be
Watch out.
careful.
She don't want you talking about
his name
Booger
is
McFarland.
his name is Booger.
Yes.
I promise.
He asked that.
well, can I tell you something?
Sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh shit,
How do
she
you
met
make
him.
how do you make this tissue dance? Put a little boogie in it, like booger. Get it? Get it? All right, I
What
figured
time
that
is
was-
it? 7. We've
The
got
pick is in
another.
for the Jets. Yes,
hour.
it is Zach Wilson, athletic.
We've got another hour and a half.
Intelligent. We got the big arm going to the Jets.
I don't know how to come back from that. That
You're
was
welcome.
that was
You're
Yeah.
welcome. I'm
Yeah.
sure you can go home and tell that to Toast.
That was on that Friends episode. Tell that to Toast. I need to see old Toast.
I want to see a Toast, your kitty cat.
By the way, for those of y'all that don't know, Grant has a cat, and his name is Toast.
You're right. You're right.
It's
It happened.
I
That-
love it. I love it.
So Zach Wilson. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you want to talk on Zach Wilson, you totally
Well,
can.
I mean, it goes back to where
Is Roger Goodell really going to have to walk that far to do the picks?
every one of them. Yeah, it's annoying.
Jeez, that dude's walking a long way.
The great thing is, I think last year, or the years before, they didn't start the clock. See, the clock's already started.
Oh, it has?
Yeah, for San Francisco. So
Okay,
it's going to
cool.
go pretty quick.
Good. All right.
So what I not San Francisco. San Francisco up next, which is the big question.
Right.
Goodell's announcing Zach Wilson as his
Zach Wilson.
Hold on just a second. What does Roger Goodell's sticker say on his jacket? Does it say something about COVID?
I don't know.
I'm sure it does.
It says something about him getting a vaccine or whatever. I like that hat. That's a good
He
hat.
reminds me a lot of Joe Burrow, and that's why I
he's
think
Joe Burrow-ish.
He's Joe, so I think
He's Joe
he's
Burrow-ish.
going to have a little bit more successful, at least at the start. You know, some of these quarterbacks take a long time to groom. I mean, look at Tom
Yeah.
Brady, winningest quarterback in history. You know, some say the best.
They
ever.
got Zach Wilson, 6'3", 210 is what they have him
That's
at.
beautiful. I mean, that's perfect height and weight for a quarterback, and he's mobile.
Yeah.
So is he your new Justin Herbert? You had a man crush on Justin Herbert.
either-
Yeah, you really did.
I did
You
not.
Really did.
I was right about him.
Jeff,
He was phenomenal.
You had a man crush on Justin Herbert. It's okay, dude. It's all right.
Y'all are something else.
It's
no,
okay.
I did not. I just said that he's going to be the best quarterback out, and he was.
I had somebody I saw, one of the guys I went to high school with. He said Zach Wilson has the most punchable face.
Oh, is it because he's like the pretty boy?
See how San
I
Francisco?
guess.
See San Francisco's
The
only at
good-looking pretty boy?
640?
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay,
So
good call.
Oh
on
my
that.
gosh, the big question is next. What we've been wondering.
All right, Grant. Who's San
49ers.
Francisco? Who's your pick? Who's San Francisco taking?
Mac Jones. I'm calling Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, Lauren. Well, okay. So before you answer, Lauren,
Yeah.
Mac Jones was the original.
Yeah.
Like they said they were going to, but then
Yeah.
they said they had all sorts of different people come at them. Mac Jones had a couple of alcohol problems, off field issues.
Okay.
Then they started, I guess, basically working out everybody else, and it changed their mind. So
Yeah.
are they sticking with Mac Jones, or are they
It's-
going
it-
Ohio State?
I was gonna say if it's not Mac Jones, I'm thinking it's Fields, because they're I don't know, with Fields, you have a guy that analyzes the field before getting it out of his hands, and that's something that can be taught as far as getting the ball out quicker. I don't know. It's hard to say.
This is obviously this is the pick that could change a lot of stuff. Now,
Yeah.
if it goes Mac Jones, that's who everybody has off the board, then I think things will stay the same. Atlanta's next, the pick after this is even bigger, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm going
Well,
to,
this causes all of that. It's yeah.
yeah. Who's going to get the steam ball rolling? Like,
But let me ask you this: Mac Jones. Who does Mac Jones, that's currently in the NFL, if you had to think of a starting quarterback in the NFL, who does he remind you of? Mac Jones.
well, I told you Brady. You know,
Kevin
Okay.
Anthony said, and yet another poor guy's life is ruined by the Jets.
I think it's going
I
to be
can't
different
disagree
with the
with him.
Jets
I
this
can't.
year. I think it's going to be different with the Jets. I think they got the right head coach in Saleh. I think they got a good, they got a new staff, new head coach. I think it's going to be different. You got to remember last year the Jets.
He looks like such a little boy.
I know.
the Jets were really competitive last
They
year.
were.
They were
For what
competitive.
They were. Yes.
Yeah.
They've
Sam-
got they
poor
drafted
Sam Darnold, man.
I know.
God.
They drafted a left tackle. The Jets did last year, so they'll have somebody to protect them, which is big on a quarterback. So, but I'll go back to my question. Mac Jones, who does he remind you of that's currently in the NFL?
Well, I told you this a few weeks ago. It was Brady-ish, and it was just because of the non-mobility.
What about you?
He's got a stronger arm than Brady, obviously.
What about you, Lauren?
And that's what I've been saying, either Brady or Manning, as far as just being a pocket passer.
Where I was going with it is Matt Ryan. Remind some people of Matt Ryan. And the thing about Matt Ryan won an MVP, went to a Super Bowl. Who was his offensive coordinator whenever he won the MVP? Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan, who is now, of course, the head coach for the San Francisco 49ers. So that's one of the reasons why I think also Kyle Shanahan has a lot of faith in himself and what he can do. And I think he feels he can bring a guy like Mac Jones.
Are you looking at this? Wow.
Yes.
Oh, the Jets. Oh,
Yeah.
my. So they
I
just put
missed
a.
it.
They don't have a good history of drafting quarterbacks.
Their first-round draft picks and quarterbacks have been, other than.
Well, there's your answer to why they have
Holy
been
crap,
what
dude.
they have been.
Yes.
Oh, man, the butt play.
The Mark Sanchez.
Oh,
was
my goodness.
Yeah.
3:29
Oh,
on the
here we
clock
go.
for the 49ers.
49ers get. Oh, no, that was the trade
Yeah, that
before.
was. They're just
No, they're
reviewing
still,
the
the pick
trade.
is not
yeah.
in yet.
They're reviewing the
I
trade.
was like, did we get a trade?
Yeah, no.
That's how they got the trade. So they've already picked. So the 49ers are clapping. So that means they know who they're getting.
Well, like I said, they said they knew who they were getting. They just weren't letting anybody know. They knew it was going to be a quarterback. But this is where, I know we keep talking about it, but this is where it really gets interesting.
Yeah. So okay, if they do get Mac Jones or any quarterback in this draft, are they immediately trading Garoppolo?
Oh, he's gone.
You'd have to figure out what to do with him.
You have to.
I
You have to
mean,
get rid of
or
that
do you-
money.
I
You have to
mean-
get rid of that cap space.
So you're going to have to draft the most NFL quarterback ready. Or the college most quarterback ready for the NFL, and that probably would be Mac Jones.
Yes.
Speaking of, he just
Yeah.
appeared on the screen.
I'm not saying long term he's the best one, but the most ready to play in the NFL right now,
Yes.
probably Mac Jones.
Yeah. I think some people would say Justin Fields too. I mean, Justin Fields has played a lot of football recently. Trey Lance, You just don't know just because of what he's been doing. But Mac Jones, I think, is the most NFL ready currently.
Well, Jeff, whenever you say that, I just think about like these guys growing into what they're growing into, and not so much like ready now. However, I think any of these quarterbacks right here are willing to adjust and will grow regardless and be better than Jimmy G. So it doesn't matter if it's like right now.
San Francisco's a running. Well, I mean, that actually goes into the point of why they probably would get Mac Jones, because, I mean, their offense probably is similar to Alabama's offense.
Yes.
I mean, it probably is similar.
But Mac Jones is a pocket passer, so that doesn't.
Yeah, but Alabama runs the hell out of the ball with Najee Harris.
Neither was Matt Ryan.
And San Francisco is going to run the hell out of the ball.
Is in.
This is going to be interesting. It's just going to be interesting how when Justin Fields, if he falls, because then you have Atlanta 4, where Justin Fields goes.
And the next pick, I'm more excited about the next one. Well, I mean, unless they do something other than Mac Jones. I mean, if this goes to Mac Jones, then the first 3 were pretty much a toss-up.
You know what's crazy about Mac Jones? Mac Jones could either go 3. If he doesn't go 3, that dude might fall down into the teens. That's what's crazy about it.
Yeah, Austin says the real question is where Devontae Smith is going, and we talked about that earlier. Man,
I don't think he's the first receiver to go. I don't think that. I think that's going to be Jamar Chase.
I have Atlanta. It depends on what happens right here, but I have Atlanta taking Kyle Pitts next.
What are you giggling about, Lauren?
Someone posted, like, Twitter's going crazy with all the drafts, and someone posted about Trevor Lawrence's dad just not having any room on the couch, and the caption, I'm not going to say.
Oh.
But it's just like...
Ouch.
pretty funny stuff.
Squeezing
go
the
check
jewels
it out.
there,
Someone tweeted out, what do you think Trevor Lawrence has planned for the rest of the night? I don't know, drinking some milk like J.J. Watt. I can't see him going crazy.
No, I mean,
hanging out with his wife.
If they're smart, you don't do anything. Like, you stay home, chill, relax, because once you get out, you don't know what's going to happen, and you could ruin your entire career.
Yes.
You just stay in a confined space, maybe even a padded room.
Yes.
Just relax.
Absolutely.
49ers, Goodell's walking out to a 49er fan, going to pick him up, and here's the first big thing in the draft that we don't know what's going to happen.
Nobody has any idea. I don't know, but we'll find out.
I mean,
Roger Goodell's going to put in a lot of walking. Wow.
I told you.
Trey Lance.
Wow, Kyle
That is
Shanahan,
high.
you got.
So what's crazy about that is I think Mac Jones is gonna fall now.
Now that's the first thing. Here we go.
Yes.
He's gonna fall, way under.
So then here's the question. Then
Damn, I'm good.
You're the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons. Do you?
Cheer for Atlanta. So
Yes.
you know Trey Lance is going to sit. He's going to sit a year and he's going to learn.
Would you see the Falcons doing something like they did in Green Bay, where they have that good backup quarterback in Love to Rodgers? Well, what if they did that in Mac Jones to Matt Ryan?
Look at that. 318 career passes. Fewest by a first-round quarterback in the last 40 years.
Crazy.
And I believe
That's a gamble.
Well, the thing is,
I mean, look, we've seen crazier things happen. They might be grabbing Trey Lance because they know somebody else wants him, and they might trade him.
and I mean,
Wow.
in Trey Lance's freshman year, he had no interceptions and 287 attempts and 28 touchdowns. I mean, come on. I think Kyle Shanahan's really gonna turn this guy.
Mac Jones. What does Atlanta do now?
That's what I'm saying.
I asked y'all a question, but y'all didn't pay attention.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you were talking? Sorry, yeah. No, Jeff was proved correct, and so he's all excited now.
Well, I said that Trey Lance, and I just said that he was. I thought that he was going to be a better quarterback, and if I was going to take a gamble on those quarterbacks, I would have picked Trey Lance.
Question. What does Atlanta need right now?
It doesn't matter anymore. They don't need anything. I cannot. Okay.
Atlanta, the Falcons.
What does Atlanta need right now?
They're next.
Oh, Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Pay attention to the show.
Golly.
What did you think? Who did he think I was talking about?
Sorry, I thought we were on San Francisco still. So,
No.
So Atlanta.
What do they need? What does their team need?
I would pick. If it's me, I go with Kyle Pitts.
Okay.
He is the best overall player in this draft, probably.
Some people have said he's probably one of the only Hall of Famers. They put him in a Hall of Fame category.
Wow.
He's phenomenal.
What do you think Atlanta needs right now?
I would say Kyle Pitts. I mean, you've got Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan's got a few.
I was going to say, how many years does he have left?
I think he's got a few years left. I don't think Matt Ryan's done.
Well, I was going to say, this is what I asked y'all when you were paying attention to the stats. Would they do something like Green Bay did to Rodgers, where they put Love behind him? Would they do that with a Mac Jones? with a Fields, possibly.
Yeah, I would think so. I
Yeah?
would think so.
Instead of taking
the thing is, how much
tight end.
do you want that? So you saw what happened today with Aaron Rodgers. Do you want to make Matt Ryan feel uncomfortable? And
No, I would think
No,
not.
you don't.
I think that kind of plays in it. And sorry, I would jumped ahead in the draft to Atlanta. I was talking about San Francisco.
Oh,
Is
okay.
Trey Lance going to play behind Garoppolo? And now what do you do with Jimmy G if you're planning on starting Trey Lance?
Like I said, you get rid of him.
I jumped ahead in the draft. I got excited. My bad.
Well, again, there have been rumors about New England wanting to try for Jimmy G, but just so you know, downs, 11 interceptions. They had a 4-12 record last year, the Atlanta Falcons. 4,500 yards. I mean, that's not bad. That's good. I mean, that's not terrible. He was one of the tops as far as yards thrown last year in the NFL. So, I mean, Matt Ryan is still good. And if you get somebody like Kyle Pitts can make a huge difference with Matt Ryan.
Well, guys, once again, we are up here at Christian's Tailgate for our draft special. We will be here, I don't know about in the entire draft, but for the majority of it. Come join us, get a drink, get some food, sit down. It's fun watching and hearing the crowd kind of erupt when you hear these pigs go off. So come join us here at Christian's Tailgate off Bagby in Midtown, and we will be watching the draft along with you. If you're at home, tell your friends, tune in, spread the word. Sports with Balls. We are here to give you the latest and fun-filled information in sports that we can. So,
I actually had somebody tell me they were going to watch us instead of ESPN or NFL.
Oh.
I definitely would watch us other than that. But,
Yes.
all right, there's 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Atlanta, Grant, who are they picking?
Kyle Pitts. I'm going to go Kyle Pitts.
All right.
What do you
Lauren?
think? What do you think, Lauren?
Let's see here. The thing is, I just don't know Atlanta that well. I don't know if they need more up front, like in a Sewell.
But they were 4-12 last year, so they need a lot.
Look at the Oilers, Dan Pastorini.
Well, then maybe Penei Sewell.
Left tackle.
I mean, that would be a good pick. It really would. I'm going to say, wow, this is confusing because how many more years does Matt Ryan have?
As far as on a contract?
He said about.
Yeah,
Or are
either-
you talking about just as far as
Just
his
a
performance
contract
goes?
or performance, but 2 years?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
he
hard to
said
say.
like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I would say 2 to 3 years.
Then I would draft a quarterback.
That's what I'm.
And you said earlier that Mac Jones reminds you of Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
So,
But I thought,
I don't know,
but as we've
the
talked
pick
about
is
with,
in.
as we've talked about with Patrick Mahomes, it really depends on the system that you're in. And I think
does.
Mac Jones would have worked well in a system that Kyle Shanahan has. I don't know that Mac Jones is going to do anything in a situation with the Atlanta Falcons. I just don't. I mean, San Francisco was already kind of ready-made for somebody to come in and do really well at the quarterback position. Atlanta's got a lot of work they got to do.
Yeah, and they actually talked about trading Julio Jones or getting rid of him because it saves $11 million on their cap. So
Saving cap space.
I guess it depends on what they want to do with Julio and what direction they're going to go. But I'm going to say they're going to go with Mac Jones.
The Atlanta Falcons have Matt Ryan under contract for the next 3 seasons. He is an unrestricted free agent in 2024.
You mean retired?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
basically.
no way.
Well, and you know what's interesting? Now that I look at this, he adjusted his contract this past offseason, so his cap hit next year is $26 million. His cap hit in 2022, $48 million.
Whoa.
They have an out. They have a potential out in 2022 to get out of that. So, I mean, they do have an out there. So that kind of changes it maybe a little
That
bit on
changes
the
the
quarterback
game.
situation.
All right, y'all.
Definitely does.
Here we go. The Falcons pick is in. Man, this is going to be interesting. This will change the draft. Unless they go Kyle Pitts. Well, I mean, the draft has already pretty much changed with San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco kind of screwed it up a little bit by going that.
Wow, now I see the patch you're talking about on his jacket. I didn't
All right, I
see
already
that.
know who they picked.
Well, let's.
I'm waiting.
All right, the pick is in, and it's
Kyle
Kyle
Pitts.
Pitts.
I mean,
It should be.
dude, that guy.
Kyle Pitts is what people say is probably the best athlete in the draft. Ooh, I like that suit, brother.
So that means they're ready to win now.
I mean, I would think that they got Kyle Pitts, then they're going to hang on to Julio and give this one more shot because he's a game changer.
Kyle Pitts, yes.
He's a game changer.
Yeah,
the
Kyle
Bengals
Pitts.
up next. Who is going to join
7 minutes and 25 seconds until somebody goes and joins Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
I'm going to say Jamar Chase.
I think he brings in his ex-college teammate with
Why
him.
not? He's
Why
an
not?
amazing talent. Jamar Chase is phenomenal. The only question that I would that I'd be upset about is why wouldn't they get Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner? You know, why is the Heisman Trophy winner going second wide receiver and not first?
I think people are really overlooking Jalen Waddle as well. I think that he is NFL ready. He's proved himself. He had last year 6 catches for 161 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he would be great with Burrow.
Hey, Kevin, did Jamar Chase sit out last year? So that's what I thought. So Jamar Chase sat out last year.
Yeah.
So he only has stats from 2019.
Yep.
Didn't play last year. But here's the 2019 stats. 84 receptions, 1,780 yards receiving on a 21-yard average, 5 rushing touchdowns, 20 receiving touchdowns.
Wow.
Jamar Chase is a baller.
He opted out last year because he does have asthma and he was worried about like COVID-19.
I get
that's
that.
why he didn't want to play
Makes
last
sense.
year.
That makes sense.
6
I
feet,
mean,
208 pounds. So he's a bigger guy than Devontae Smith.
And we asked Kevin, obviously, because Kevin being the LSU fan that he is.
Yes.
Justin Lack says, nice shirt, Grant. Vicky Leal says she watches us and not ESPN. And everybody was excited about the non-Mac Jones, but Trey Lance pickup from San Francisco. But now we're on to number 5, Cincinnati. I'm going to say that they're going – hopefully Joe Burrow's surgery went well. We all know what was it, week 13 or 12?
I think so.
12 or 13 when Joe Burrow got hurt, knee injury, out for the season.
Right.
He was going to win Rookie of the Year hands down.
Yes.
Like hands down. So why wouldn't he reunite with Jamar Chase?
And who ended up getting it? Was it Justin Herbert?
Yes.
Yeah, your favorite. Your boy.
And
Man
actually,
crush.
Tiger Woods, who posted a picture, he seems to be
Got to bring up Tiger Woods.
All right.
Tiger
Tiger
posted
Woods
a picture
portion
doing
of the
all
show.
But Tiger Woods was on his way to do a photo shoot with Justin Herbert. Then when he wrecked going 80 miles an hour and
Don't
35.
blame that. I mean,
Jeff's
I
got
was
to bring
gonna
up
say,
his 2 favorite
don't
people.
blame that
2 of
on
his
Justin
favorite people.
Herbert.
Well, my birthday's already gone, so I can't bring that up anymore.
How did it go?
Oh, God. Are we going to talk about your birthday after it's already over? We talked about it for a month.
Was he gone?
We talked about it for a month. You know what's funny
You
is he
missed
talked
one
about
hell of a show.
Oh, God.
You missed a clown,
God.
like a clown came
Yes.
up from behind. Like you would have been
I
freaked.
thought you were saying like you were the clown.
Mumford
No,
and
an
Sons.
actual clown was here.
Mumford and Sons
My
guy was
God.
here
He started
playing.
playing with my hair.
Yes.
What?
Just so you know, here's what's weird about Jeff.
I
Jeff
bet you
Jeff talked
secretly
about-
hired him.
No.
They
Just kidding.
Jeff talked about his birthday for a month, okay?
He did.
We get on the night of his birthday, and now all of a sudden he acted like he didn't want to be a part of it. They got him a cake. I mean, they got him candles. They got him all this stuff, and Jeff's like, he didn't act like he wanted to be a part of it.
That
Like,
is
dude,
not
you
true.
talked about
Here's
this.
something about Jeff.
Okay. Oh, Lauren's going to give us something about
Uh-oh.
Jeff.
Jeff likes to talk. Jeff is good at his job. Jeff is good at all of this in Sports with Balls. Once the attention goes to Jeff, he doesn't want it.
I'm not there. I don't want
You
it.
do the drop the mic. You promote
Exactly.
it. You promote
He
it.
like
Drop
does
the
the
mic,
show.
I'm
He
gonna
loves
say
it.
it.
I drop
He
the
gets
mic
his
and
hot take,
drop the
but
mic and
when
run.
it's exactly. It's like, okay,
You
now
literally
it's time
dropped
to
the
give
mic.
full attention to Jeff, and he's like,
Now
I'm
y'all
out.
catching on.
Yeah, he's like, no, I don't want to.
Don't be busting me out.
good.
Interesting pick here at 5. I think we all think
back to the
Jamar
draft.
Chase is coming. And an even more interesting pick, again, it comes in at number 6. And then we really start dipping into what's going to happen in this draft. Detroit, Carolina, Denver, and then, of course, Dallas pick at number 10, which I'm sure who knows what's going to be left. Where does Mac Jones go now?
Exactly.
I think he could fall, man.
Where's Daniel Fields go now?
Well, don't be surprised
Justin
if you
Fields?
see.
Hey, Justin Fields, I'm sorry. Denver right now is licking their chops.
Yeah. Yes, they've got 2 good quarterbacks available, but that's the question. That's
I
where
mean,
it comes.
unless they had Trey Lance
Right.
go in there.
Well, that's the question. How long does Bill Belichick sit there and wait?
Ooh.
Because
What
look,
if he gets Mac Jones? He would fit perfect in that system.
or Justin Fields. What if Justin Fields falls? Because he's not going to go to the Bengals, so he's going to drop.
Do you
so
think
he's
he's
not
trying
going
to
to
move
go 5.
up? You think New England's trying to move up right
Do
now?
you
Yes.
think Justin Fields what Cam Newton used to be?
Bengals pick is in.
Ooh. No, I think Justin Fields is better than Cam Newton was.
I do too.
And
Yeah.
Cam Newton, what, Rookie of the Year and an MVP?
He was, yes. Yeah.
And he made it to the Pro Bowl a couple times, right?
Hey, look, you look at Cam Newton's career when he was coming out. Won a national championship, won the Heisman. He's been an MVP. He's been a Rookie of the Year. Cam Newton's excellent, fantastic. I just think Justin Fields, as far as the quarterback position, what he can do, throwing the football, running the football, decision-making, all that, I think Justin Fields is better.
But I just think he came onto the scene very, very late in that game when they destroyed Michigan. I think that's where he actually, because at the beginning of the season, Ohio State had a quarterback duel. You know, he wasn't the starter, and then he became the starter. And I just think that he came on real, real late, and just because it was nationally televised games, and he did phenomenal.
He played well.
He threw some incredible passes and made some great plays, and I just think that that's where his stock really rose up. Like, I can't tell you why they took Trey Lance prior to him. I have no idea. But, I mean, obviously the scouts saw something.
I can't believe it is 8 o'clock right now. Like,
One
wow.
hour
It is
in.
about to be 8 o'clock. That's
We've been doing this for an hour and a half.
No, an hour and a half, Jeff.
Well, hour and a half. Yeah, just the draft is
6:30, but,
the draft's
draft.
not. Well, the draft actually is going pretty quick because it didn't start till 7:15.
Yeah.
What are you thinking right now if you're the Dallas Cowboys, though?
That's a good question.
It really okay, so
certain right there
They
is
need
the
to go.
huge-
They need to go defense 100%. They need to go defense heavy this whole draft. But it's always that conversation, and Jeff and I have talked about this. I think you even talked about it. Is when you're in the draft, what do? Best player available, or you draft for need? And that's the question. That's the biggest thing that you have.
It is, and it's in the current position that they are in. You have to take that into consideration.
Right. Obviously, they need defense. 100% they need defense available on your board, because every team has all the players ranked and what they think are the most talented. And then, of course, you know, if you look on Pro Football Focus, you look at their list. We've got Justin Fields was their third-ranked player, and he's still available. So you got Justin Fields.
Grant, as a Cowboys fan, who do you want?
I would like for him to go defense. If they got
Who?
Surtain available, he's going to be the best cornerback available. He's the best cornerback in the draft, most pro ready.
Look at these stats. They have a 29th in blocking, and he was the Joe Burrow. So, what do you probably want the most talented player in the draft, like, you know? But what do you need?
Well, and that's the thing. You look at Player Football Focus. They have Penei Sewell ranked. Some ladies on our show.
Mina Kimes.
Nina Kimes.
Mina Kimes.
Do you know her?
No, she's an ESPN personality.
Oh, okay.
She's a writer as well.
She's on the show. I'm not a big fan.
I like some of the points she makes, but then sometimes I just completely disagree.
So here we
But I do
go.
think she's
Cincinnati
very good at her
Bengals.
job.
Cincinnati Bengals pick is in.
You're getting them from other places.
I already know who it is.
Yeah, you already know who it is.
Yeah, but it's.
We're on a little delay. So.
Yeah. Jamar Chase, kind of like what we said, but man, I think I would have got an offensive lineman.
Considering that your quarterback, who you drafted, number one, was having a great season and got hurt because of a sack. Like to Jeff's point, what they just said.
I mean, he
the
did.
most pressure.
Yeah. Well, they went for talent, and again,
Which is the
guy's
conversation
amazing.
we just had.
Right, which is what we're talking about. Absolutely.
Yeah, so Jamar Chase, 21.2 yards per catch. Wow.
Yeah, Jamar Chase, look, there is no doubt Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver based on his 2019 numbers in the draft. 100%.
Because who did Joe Burrow have to connect with last season?
Nobody.
So
nobody.
there you go.
No, they need receiver help. My thing is that one of the things that you got to look at in a draft is what your talent availability is. So are you looking at the draft as the Bengals may be looking at the draft saying the drop-off between Jamar Chase and the rest of the wide receivers in the draft isn't that is pretty significant. They obviously think that later on in the draft they can get a lineman of value later on. So maybe that's why they make a pick like that. And that's what you think of. That's what you look for.
And I think that's I was going to say that. I think that's just the generality.
Yes.
Like, you would do that in general.
so I'll bring up, because since they're moving this draft way faster than they did last year, and I love it.
It's great.
There's
Yes.
only 4 minutes left. Miami's up. This is the first pick in the draft where I was stumped. What do you do?
Well, I was thinking they would go somebody like a wide receiver. Just because Tua
you have
needs
a
help.
chance. So you have a chance to get Devonta Smith.
Get him.
You can get Patrick Surtain, which I'm sure that would piss you off.
It would.
But Micah Parsons, you could get. I mean, where do you go if you're Miami right now? Do you go defense? Do you go offense? You know, and you're banking on Tua Tagovailoa being the key part of your system.
I'm always impressed with you that you say his name really well. You do.
I wasn't like Tua Tagovailoa.
You can say that name well. I think I would mess that up.
Me too. Every time I've said it, he's always corrected me. Good job.
What?
Jeff.
I mean, where would you go, Grant, if you're
Help. I think Tua needs as much help as he can get. So your best remaining wide receiver, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, put Tua with some old teammates. Maybe that would work out. It's just, are they willing to go get somebody? Do they look at Devontae Smith as being a number one wide receiver? That's the choice. I mean, you got that dude who's 6'1", 170 pounds. Is he a guy that you say, without a doubt, I mean, he's a number one ranked wide receiver in this draft class on PFF. So he's obviously highly ranked, Heisman Trophy winner. I think they need to go wide receiver. That's the value in this pick that they have. That's the high value. Getting a wide receiver, because to our point, they've got a second pick. They can go later on and get somebody a running back. Maybe they see somebody of value on defensive side of football, because Brian Flores, their head coach, is a former defensive coordinator.
I think they're doing a comparison right now to A.J. Brown on that same thing. Man, what's the most talented player that's available right now?
Most talented player available, and now, just so everybody understands, anytime I'm giving player value in relation to the big board, I'm going off of Player Football Focus, because they're probably one of the most go-to websites in relation to player value, stats, grades. The highest value player right now is Penei Sewell on the big board for a player for PFF. So I'd say Penei Sewell is number one. Number two, Devontae Smith. Number three, Jalen Waddle. Number four, Micah Parsons, the linebacker from Penn State.
Penn State, yeah.
Man,
I mean,
I don't know where to go. Like, yes, if I was Miami, look, Miami was really competitive in a lot of games last year. They really were. Now, Tua didn't get into, third or fourth game?
Yeah.
After my boy Fitz had to sit.
The Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I got to bring up certain things like almost every show.
then they had one impressive game, and then after that, it wasn't.
The pick is in, and they haven't even talked about anything with the Dolphins yet. They've been all over this Jamar Chase.
Because I think it was a surprise. I don't think anybody thought that they were going to be going that route, the receiver route. I thought they'd go left tackle. You have to.
Well, that, and they played together at LSU.
If I was Miami, I would pick up Micah Parsons.
Linebacker?
Dude, he is phenomenal.
He's a beast. There's no doubt. And to what I was saying earlier, you got Brian Flores as a head coach of the Miami Dolphins. He is a defensive coordinator. So just in case anybody wants to know, their starting left tackles right now for the Miami Dolphins, you have Austin Jackson is the left tackle, and Robert Hunt is the right tackle. I
just don't remember Miami having any problems with, Tua being sacked too much or anything like that. I think their offensive line, I don't know what their productivity level, like where they were ranked, but I think they were pretty good last year.
Pretty solid, yeah. Your wide receivers for them, Devontae Parker on one side, Will Fuller on the other.
Man, it's weird hearing that name.
Yeah, wow.
They need receiver help.
Yeah, they do need receiver help. I would go defense because defense, Micah Parsons is just a phenomenal athlete, but I don't see how you pass up Devonta Smith. Like, that would be hard. Like,
what do you think, Lauren? Where are they going?
You bring two Heisman Trophy winners together.
Yeah. What do you think, Lauren?
I mean,
and
if you're talking,
did he play with Tua?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, then we just saw what happened with the last pick.
So we might have.
And the pick is in.
Here we go.
Is it the same connection that they had in college?
We're about to find out.
Oh, and it is
Jalen
Waddle, who I mentioned.
Lauren.
So they went receiver. Good
right.
Good job.
Good job, Lauren.
A little sleeper nobody was thinking about or talking about. I got you. But yeah, like I said, with everything that I've read about him, he is ready right now. And I guess that's the direction that Miami is looking towards after they had, the 5 picks that they did last year in the first round or something like that. But yeah.
I mean, I can pretty much tell you, Jalen Waddle, a solid pick. Safe, solid. Look, Miami did their research, I'm sure, but the next pick is Detroit. The next 2 picks are very interesting. Well, I don't even know if Detroit's...
It's funny how, they didn't spend any time on this pick, and now you're just like, all right, Detroit!
Well, I mean, Jalen Waddle. Obviously, we're gonna watch some highlights here of him. Alabama. Did he play with Tua as well?
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
I mean, so there you go. I mean, so they're linking back up, of course.
Yeah.
His NFL comparison is Tyreek Hill.
Whoa.
Wow.
They're looking for speed. They got Fuller.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, this guy's fast.
Well, Will Fuller that's the reason Miami got Fuller was to
Yeah.
spread the field. Now
Yeah.
you have this guy. They must have
Well,
an
the thing
offense.
is
they're
with
thinking
Will
of.
Fuller is, one, injuries, two, hands. He drops a lot.
Austin,
Yes, he does. And
Austin,
that's important.
Austin said Waddle already spent his rookie salary on his bling. Did you see his chain?
I know. I
He
saw
did.
his chain. Yeah.
He did.
So I think Detroit is next. There's only the pick is in with the Lions. Wow, that was quick.
That was. I was
They
thinking
knew
this
what
is
they
where you're
wanted.
gonna
Micah
start seeing-
Parsons. That's right. I mean, Micah Parsons is going.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
for sure.
they need defense. That's why I was surprised. I thought some trading was going to start happening. I wouldn't be shocked to see maybe Carolina, if we see some action with Carolina on a trade, just because I think Carolina's in a position where some people, you got Justin Fields still there, Mac Jones still there, you got some quarterbacks available.
Well, that's
So-
why I don't think that the trading is going to be as popular right now. Is because at number 3, San Francisco took Trey Lance.
I was going to.
So the quarterbacks that these guys probably wanted in the first place are still available. So why would they trade up?
And that's
Yeah.
why we said Mac Jones was probably going to go push down later to where they need it. These
I
teams
mean,
need a quarterback. Pick
this
is in.
is-
We'll see who Detroit picks.
100-1 odds. It's Micah Parsons. I don't see how they pass that up. Like that would be.
Just so you know, statistically, Detroit Lions last year were the worst ranked defense in points against, in yards, turnovers, first downs. I mean, any kind of defensive statistical category, they were terrible.
Real quick, well, before we find out who it is, Jared Goff. What type of quarterback is he?
Decent. He's decent. He's average.
1 to 10.
Goff is
7.
average.
1 to 10.
No,
is like a
guys.
7.
Like, what kind of quarterback is he?
What do you mean? What kind of quarterback is he?
Is he
White.
Garoppolo? Is he in and off? Is he a pocket
Oh.
passer? Or can he be mobile? What do you describe him as? Because I'm thinking about.
Depends on what year.
Yeah, and his coach. Yeah. I
Well,
think his
we're
coach
looking at the
matters.
Lions right now, and we're going to be seeing if they
Yeah.
need a wide receiver, if they need someone to block for him.
The Detroit Lions.
That's
would
what I'm getting at.
They would be booed out of the stadium if they don't go defense. If you don't pick up Micah Parsons or Patrick Surtain, that would be.
Grant's like, leave him
don't
alone.
pick up Surtain. Leave Surtain alone. Don't touch that guy.
They would be so dumb.
Yeah, Detroit was terrible. Again, on defense, they were terrible. Terrible against the pass, terrible against the run. They were terrible. They need defense. They need a linebacker. They need defensive linemen. They need cornerback, safety. They need defense.
Oh, man, this is so fun up here. I see people taking selfies and hanging out, watching the draft.
Oh, yeah, most
getting their
def.
nachos and whatnot.
Most def.
I'm glad it's going as quick as it is. I thought we were going to be on pick 3 or 4 by now, and it's going to be a while. But we're already at pick number 8. The next 3 or 4 picks will be interesting. And look, we plan on being with you guys at least till 9 o'clock. We're here at Chris's Tailgate in Midtown in 2000 Bagby. I love doing this. This is amazing.
This is so much
Oh, did they? Who was
fun.
that? Oh no, that was Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle.
I was like, what
still,
they do?
Yep.
I like that suit, man.
Austin Bowers
I
said
like
that.
that hat. All of these hats are pretty cool.
The hats are good.
Austin
Yeah.
Bowers said, I bet Detroit takes a QB. Impossible.
That would be stupid.
That would be like, well, hey, look, Green Bay took Love last year.
You
We were
never
like,
know.
what the hell? So that's
That
the reason we
would-
love the draft.
Is that
Reason we love
Colleen
the draft.
Wolf? What is she going to be saying over here?
I don't know. I guess you could. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, I say that would be dumb, but I mean,
You could.
Jared Goff is not necessarily implanted as the quarterback. I mean, you can't say without a shadow of a doubt that that's your guy. Of course, this is one of our combos we were talking about. New
I mean-
GM, new head coach, Detroit Lions.
Jared Goff
so.
is still a
I mean,
starting
you-
quarterback in the NFL.
Is what?
It's still a starting quarterback, a viable quarterback in the NFL.
Well, and he counts. He counts money against your cap.
I
So
was
I mean,
going to
that's
say,
the
like,
other thing
exactly.
too.
That's why they got rid of him. I mean, how much did the Rams sign a contract for?
They signed a lot. His original contract was 4 years, $134 million. Next year he counts. Next year though, for Detroit, it only counts $10 million against the cap. If they were to get rid of him, he would count $40 million against their cap. But it's 2022 when Jared Goff's money really kicks in. He goes from $10 million this year
I mean,
to 31 next year.
You could have a situation where you have the Ryan Fitzpatrick to a combo, in Detroit if they were to draft a quarterback right now.
Well,
Start out with,
I can't go
with
against
Goff.
I can't go against Lauren now. She
I know, she's on a
nailed the
roll.
Waddle. So
let's sit, so you're on a roll. You got a streak of 1. So Detroit, where are they going? Where are the Detroit Lions
is, though,
going?
I just
Pick
have
us
a
in.
feeling. I just have a feeling they wouldn't have done that trade if Goff wasn't going to be their guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so who's their trade? Who's their pick?
I just do have a feeling that.
Who's their pick? Who's their pick? Who's their pick?
What about Caleb Farley?
Ooh,
Wow.
You,
No one's
you reached
mentioned a
deep.
corner.
You reached deep on that one.
No one's mentioned a corner.
I'm gonna have to go with Jeff on Michael Parsons.
Yeah, here we go.
If you're getting
We're
the best
gonna
player
find
available
out.
on defense and they need
Oh
defense.
my goodness!
The
No
Detroit
way.
Lions pick.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
Left tackle.
Penei Sewell.
Left tackle. Well,
All
look,
right.
he was the best player. He was the best player available at this point, other than Justin Fields, and of course they already
That's
have a
what you just said,
quarterback.
right.
So, man, look at that pizza. I bet those cats ate some food, man.
You're like, look at that
Look at
pizza.
that
Look at that pizza. There's pizza
I wasn't
everywhere.
expecting. I only see 4 boxes, but
So this will be
I
the
guarantee the
first-
trash has
this will
got
be the
lots
first-
more.
that's true.
Yeah.
This will be the first Samoan. He's a good friend of a buddy of mine here in Houston. He'd be the first
Bragger.
Samoan player ever drafted top 10 in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome,
That's
dude.
awesome for his family and
Very cool.
people in Hawaii in
There you
general.
go.
and
That's
stuff
awesome.
Like that. So that's
But isn't
good for them.
Isn't Tua Hawaiian?
I don't mean he's not. I don't know Samoan. I don't know if he's Samoan.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the difference is. I know.
Sorry,
I know
I'm
sports.
just saying. I thought he was Hawaiian. I heard Hawaiian, and so that's why I said that.
Penei
No
Sewell didn't
Yeah,
play
I think
last
you could be
year. He was an
Hawaiian and
opt-out,
not
by the way.
Samoan. I
Okay.
think Samoan's different. I don't know.
hate. Okay.
But Penei
Yeah.
Sewell, incredible offensive tackle.
Didn't play last year. He opted out. He was one of the opt-outs too last year. So that's one of them. But no, let's not talk football. I want y'all to keep talking about Hawaiians and Samoans. That's an interesting conversation.
You know what's funny is we've been talking and they took so long to get that in. There's 3 minutes left of Carolina, which is a huge decision.
Yes.
I had them taking Trey Lance. Trey Lance is gone. They
Trey
just
Lance
traded
is
away.
gone.
They just traded away Teddy Bridgewater to Denver, so they're basically QB-less. Okay, it's between 2 people, right?
Right? Mac Jones and Justin Fields.
Who are they taking?
You think they're going quarterback? I'm afraid they're going
Yeah.
to take my guy.
No.
I'm afraid they're going to take Surtain. I think they'll either go defense, take Surtain, or they'll trade out. Well, they're excited. Or no, that's Detroit. Okay.
I mean, they're only 2 away from
And they
the
are
Cowboys
fired up
for your
on
guy. to
Sewell.
go
They
there.
are fired up.
Wow.
They're so excited. You know that's going to be excited to get a quarterback.
No, that was Detroit for the offensive line.
Oh.
Yeah,
Never
offensive
mind.
lineman. Yeah,
Never mind.
pay attention.
I looked over and saw the cheers.
Like his great grandfather was in the Army, his grandfather in the Marines. This guy's got incredible family history, so good for them.
That's awesome.
I guess Austin Bauer was wrong on a quarterback, so I
Yeah.
mean, offensive lineman close.
Thanks, Austin.
So now up, man, the pick has got to be in here in a minute. 2 minutes on the clock. The Carolina Panthers, again, they traded away Teddy Bridgewater to Denver. They don't have a quarterback right now, at least as far as I know, and they've got one of the best running backs in the entire NFL.
Yes.
So who do you match up with him if you go quarterback?
Statistically, last year, as far as Carolina goes, they were worse statistically on the offensive side of the football than they were on the defensive side of the football. So defense was pretty much middle of the road. Based on that, based on what you see, you would think they might go offense.
I would go quarterback. I mean, if you've got Justin Fields and Mac Jones sitting there already, like I can't imagine them going down. Like Carolina and Denver right now have to be just freaking out.
Well, and that's why I said I wonder if this is where somebody trades up. Sorry, Lauren, go ahead.
I think Justin Fields.
Ooh, you're saying Justin Fields?
I think
so,
Justin
too.
Fields.
I think Mac Jones, because of off-field things, what I talked about a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
I think he falls way down. He'll be the last one picked. And I can see Justin Fields matching up with Christian McCaffrey. And look,
That'd be killer.
Carolina has some receivers. I mean, they have got Carolina's set. I thought if I almost said Brett Favre. If Aaron Rodgers were to go to anywhere, you put him in Carolina, immediate Super Bowl contender.
100%.
Wait, whoa. You're saying there's going to be a trade up for Rodgers?
No.
there?
I'm saying if Rodgers, somebody asked me today on Facebook if Rodgers was to go anywhere, what was my gut reaction? Like I was like, boom, Carolina. He'd be phenomenal.
Right now, your current
You feel like throwing it?
But I can throw
your
mountains.
current wide receiver.
Oh, man.
To your point, your current wide receiver situation, DJ Moore, Bobby Anderson are your two starting receivers.
Yeah.
Your running back, of course, Christian McCaffrey. Dan Arnold is your tight end. Of course, Sam Darnold right now they have listed as a starting quarterback. Man, how do you feel if you're Sam Darnold and you go to Carolina from New York? Like, okay, good. I'm out of New York, new starting quarterback. I'm ready to go. I got Christian McCaffrey, awesome, and then Carolina picks Justin Fields.
Well, that's the thing is Sam Darnold there's a couple things. Huh?
Mono ruined him.
Mono.
When he got mono.
Well,
I was going to say, I feel like he didn't get to show like what he's truly about. It's like, the guys that you surround yourself with. 2, I don't think he is the best quarterback there is out there. So I could see him taking a step back and having one of these new guys.
I mean, look, so there are people that say to Lauren's, what she was saying, there are people that say that Sam Darnold just hadn't gotten a fair shake because the Jets were so bad. Their offensive line was so bad. Their receivers were so bad. Their running game, they had a 90-year-old at running back, Frank Gore. Like, it's just so I don't know, but look, if I am Carolina, I'm taking one of those two. Because then you've got your bet on you let them go to camp, you see who's better, and then one of them starts.
You grow, right?
Here's the biggest thing. Who's the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers? Joe Brady. Offensive coordinator for Joe Burrow and LSU. Think of Joe Brady run system with Justin Fields as a quarterback.
I would pick Justin Fields. I would.
I mean, that's crazy.
That would make sense. And then you leave the next pick.
Pick is in for the Panthers.
You leave the next pick with Denver. Denver has to go Mac Jones, I would think.
If they want to go quarterback, yes.
I mean, other than that, then you have to. If they don't go Mac Jones, they go Devontae Smith.
Or maybe there's a trade. Maybe you got Denver Broncos giving their pick to Green Bay Packers.
Well, I'm telling you, because
Rodgers.
it's taken ESPN so long to do their commercials because they got to make their money. That right after this pick, because it said the pick is in for about 5 to 6, 7 minutes now.
Yeah.
Right after this, it's going to be like Denver's pick is in.
Yes.
Watch.
Denver's going to be quick.
Yeah.
All right.
So here we go. Carolina's pick is in.
This is moving along quick.
No.
Don't take Patrick Surtain. Don't take Patrick Surtain.
Wow.
Don't take Patrick Surtain. Don't take Patrick Surtain.
Panthers pick is
J.C.
Horn.
Wow.
A corner.
So they went cornerback. They obviously thought J.C. Horn was better than Patrick Surtain, which is good because that makes Patrick Surtain still be available. So
it looks
so
like
far,
Sam
so good.
Darnold is their guy.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold's their guy.
So, I mean, if you're Sam Darnold and you're at home right now, you're like, like, thank goodness I have an opportunity. And Sam Darnold now has Christian McCaffrey behind him. He's going to do okay for at least a year.
Yes.
If he has a healthy Christian McCaffrey, he's going to do just fine with that.
Good offensive coordinator, good head coach. He's got a good, but obviously Carolina feels like J.C. Horn. Everybody had Patrick Surtain as the best cornerback in the draft. Carolina obviously thought different and took J.C. Horn.
And everybody thought that all these quarterbacks were coming out, right? So we had the top 3 quarterbacks: Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. 1, 2, 3. And then now you're stuck with Mac Jones and Justin Fields. I mean, if Denver doesn't take one, they might not go till number 14 with the Vikings.
This is what I want to know.
What if
though.
Denver
Holy
does totally
crap.
trade up right now because they're still on the clock? Their pick isn't in yet. There's a little under 6 minutes left. I mean,
They wouldn't trade up; they'd trade back.
Yeah, they trade back.
trade back.
But
Well, and they wouldn't trade back because unless New England. What I'm curious to know is if Dallas is going to get into any New England love, because you got to think about Bill Belichick sitting there. Justin Fields is available. Justin Fields is available for Bill Belichick.
No way they throw. Well,
You say there's no way. Justin Fields or Mac Jones with Bill Belichick.
Because
I mean,
the Chargers are not taking him.
the Giant. Look, so Denver is the only option to take a quarterback, right? Dallas is going defense. You would think. You never know. Giants for sure are going defense. They don't need a quarterback. Philadelphia, they're set. They're good to go. Chargers, they got Herbert.
That's what I said.
Vikings and Pats. Man, if you're Bill Belichick, like a golden nugget just landed in your lap. you didn't have to trade up.
It'd be the most Bill Belichick New England Patriots shit ever if you have Mac Jones or Justin Fields go to Bill Belichick.
Oh my God,
it's crazy.
It would be nuts if right now Denver takes Mac Jones and Justin Fields lands in Bill Belichick's lap at 15.
It'd be crazy. It'd be insane.
Job security for a while. But, I mean, that's why we do this thing, and that's why I love the NFL draft. There's 4 minutes left, and Denver's on the clock. The pick is not in yet.
It's not safe having the Vikings right ahead of them, though.
Yeah, but the Vikings, I think they're going to take Jalen Phillips.
He's a stud. Of the top-ranked players you got available still, Devontae Smith, number 1, Jalen Waddle, 2, Micah Parsons, 3, Rashawn Slater, the left tackle for Northwestern.
Yep.
You've got him there. Christian Barmore, defensive tackle. Patrick Surtain. So, and that's the other thing, too, if you're the Cowboys. We keep saying cornerback, 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 cornerback. What do they do if Micah Parsons falls to him? You got Micah Parsons.
Oh, you have to go Micah.
Micah Parsons, hey, and that's one of the things the Cowboys desperately need, as we've talked about, is defense, defense.
And Sean Lee just retired. Not that he made that big of a presence the last couple of years.
But he was a huge guy off the bench.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, injury prone like crazy. Sean Lee, wow. You really brought that name up.
Yeah,
he just retired.
Wow,
Yeah, he called it quits.
You know who just signed the 1-year contract with the Texans with Chester Pitts?
Yes.
That never happened, but he retired.
Yeah, retired.
He is doing it.
I mean, Detroit's got an interesting pick right here. Not Detroit, I'm sorry. Denver has an interesting pick here. I would assume because they traded for Teddy Bridgewater that they're going after a quarterback. I would assume it's Mac Jones or Justin Fields, but I've been wrong on 4 of these picks already.
But don't forget, they also have Drew Lock too, and they drafted Drew Lock pretty high. So just so anybody knows, Denver last year on defense, we'll look on the defensive side of the football, they were ranked 29th, 25th against the rush and yards, and 16th in passing. So
they have decent corners, not good inside. Micah Parsons could be a great pick for them if they decide to go defense. Interesting. There's still only 2 minutes left in Denver, and their pick is not in yet.
No.
And we've seen these picks go pretty quick.
That's what I wonder about this Rodgers thing. Are they working up some sort of deal?
Wouldn't that be just? It would explode the draft.
Man, I would like
the television would explode.
I would. Everybody in this whole bar would just go crazy.
You know, Adam Schefter's like.
It would be the craziest thing ever.
What's going on?
While we've got a little bit of a break, want to thank our sponsors over at Smarter Mortgage, Money Management, Joe Applewhite Realty, everybody.
Hybrid Technologies, Roy Stanton. Thank you so much for being part of this.
Construction Concepts.
And Tosin.
They build.
I haven't brought up Tosin yet, but I'll
because we don't know if we're getting into history. Yeah, Texas AV
Productions. They do concerts and all kinds of fun stuff. You want to contact them? Contact them.
I mean, so they're showing the top 5, just like you had just mentioned.
The thing is, I'm surprised y'all haven't mentioned Northwestern, Rashawn Slater.
Now that's Mel Kiper's best available, so you know.
Mel's a little awkward. Mel is famous because of one draft.
You think Mac Jones is upset he hasn't been drafted yet?
Oh, look at him. Of course he's upset, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He knew for a fact he was going number 3.
I bet if you told him, he would have bet I'm going to the 49ers.
Oh, he's got a realtor in San Francisco.
Yep.
He's got I guarantee you he was San Francisco was probably fired up. Now that Trey Lance.
Justin Fields' family.
Look at
just
that.
like,
Look at them,
they're just
dude.
waiting. Eyes are glued.
Look how pissed.
20-2 as a starter.
Mac Jones.
Justin Fields.
If I was Denver, I think it's going to be one of these 2 guys. But, I mean, like I said, I've been wrong on 4 of the first.
You know what I think is crazy about Justin Fields is he was never a part of, like, this huge conversation until that title game.
That's what I'm saying. He came on real late. Well, it was the Michigan game. Like, they blew out Michigan by, like, 40 points.
The pick is in.
Here we go.
We'll see who's going to Denver.
I'm going to go Justin Fields.
Think they're going quarterback.
I think Justin Fields.
I mean, if
Lauren says it, I'm going with her.
This goes to best player available or need. I mean, Justin Fields is the best player available, according to.
Unless something crazy is going on and Rodgers is in this conversation.
Justin Fields, anybody knows, threw for 22 touchdowns and 6 interceptions last year, 2,100 yards.
See, that's not impressive.
70%
22 and 6, 70% is good, but only 2,200 yards. But again, like I said, I mean,
Yeah.
they had a quarterback, a battle at the beginning
Well,
of
and
the
they
year.
only played in 8 games.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing, too. They played in 8 games. They didn't play a full...
I gotta stand up.
They didn't play... I know, I had to also. They didn't play a full
Y'all
schedule.
did?
So.
What? I didn't even notice.
My boxers are
If I
sticking
stood
in my
up,
butt.
I would be not as tall as
Hey, look, when he played... when Justin Fields played a full season, a full schedule in 2019, he threw for 3,273 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's good. It's obvious that he's good.
As a sophomore.
It's just crazy for me that, that was never discussed until, like I said,
Thomas says-
this last season.
Thomas says that Denver's taking Al Bundy. Now that I would go
Al
for.
Bundy.
Taking who?
Al Bundy. I would go
Do you
for
know
that.
who Al Bundy is?
I know the name.
What's it from?
Why do you
There's
do this
no
to me?
Because
Why
I
do
just
you
want
do
to
this
see.
to
I
me?
want to see. I want to see if you know
Not
who Al
nice.
Bundy is.
No
I think it's
way.
fantastic. Oh, look at this guy.
There's no way she should know who Al Bundy is.
Thank you.
Well, you don't know. Thought maybe she would.
Al Bundy actually makes us old.
Yes, that's true.
And the pick is
Oh, man.
Justin Fields.
No way. Oh, no way.
They go Patrick Surtain. Yeah.
The crowd erupts in here.
Patrick Surtain.
Dallas Cowboys fans are not happy.
Man. Oh, my God.
Damn it.
So what happens to for their quarterback? Sorry, Garrett. Listening.
And the pick before
I know.
Dallas.
I know.
So what do you do now?
I'd see who.
So now we know that Teddy Bridgewater is pretty much the quarterback of the Broncos.
for
Unless
now.
something crazy happens.
Yeah, unless something crazy happens. For
Ooh,
now,
I like
he
his
is.
suit.
Suit looks good. Yeah.
So what is the question of the day? And we've been this was the pick that I thought was the most interesting, and now it's even more interesting is what the Cowboys do.
You know what's crazy about this? You know what I said before, like right when the season ended, is I said Cowboys should just let Dak walk and draft a quarterback.
Now look what
they
would
could
be.
get Justin Fields right now.
Now, without $40 million a
Without
year.
$40 million.
Oh my God, dude.
Yep. Yep.
So Justin Fields today is better than Dak Prescott?
I would take for the money, yes.
What if you
For the money,
What
yes.
if you double up and take Devontae Smith?
That'd be the dumbest thing. I would expect at this point maybe Dallas is taking phone calls because I don't think Dallas wants to be there right now.
So Kevin says they take Parsons. I mean,
Hey, they need defense, and he's the best defensive player available.
take Parsons or
Well, I don't know how to say his name.
Jalen
Jeremiah?
Phillips.
No, never mind.
Well, you got a defensive end available, so you've got Parsons. Now you also have Rashawn Slater, who a lot of people think really good left tackle.
look, they're showing the war room in Dallas. They're
No, that's
pissed.
No,
Denver.
that's Broncos.
That's Denver.
Yeah.
There's too many
that's
people in there.
Denver.
Dallas only has like 4 people in the room.
Oh,
Jerry,
I
his
wonder what
daughter,
Jerry- I
his
wonder if they'll
son,
show Jerry.
and his grand. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
on a yacht again.
Yeah, 100%. You're only going
We'll
to
see
see
where he's from.
a few people. You got the defensive tackle from Alabama available, Christian Barmore. Surtain's gone. Trevor Mooring, safety from TCU. You got him
Garrett-
available.
Garrett's upset. He goes, "No, Cowboys lost their corners."
I know
Yes,
that.
they did.
I feel your pain,
Yes, they.
I feel your
did.
pain. Jeff's getting too much a kick out of this.
I love it. Well, just because it makes this next pick is going to be wild.
Kevin Anthony says, bro, I am sick.
I know. I am too, Kevin. That was.
All right, so the next best you say is Micah
Justin
Parsons.
Fields.
God, that would be.
Oh my gosh, they're showing Mac Jones.
Do it. Do it.
No.
Oh my God, do it.
I can't see Mac Jones.
I would just be like, we have the best. Like this.
But it's so crazy that I said when the season
Where's
ended,
his-
I said Cowboys should hold out for Justin Fields.
dude, this
Where's
guy's
his family?
sitting by himself.
I was gonna say, where's his
just-
family?
And
He told his mom to get away. Get away, mom.
So we went through this a minute ago. New York Giants are not picking him. Philly's not picking him. The Chargers aren't picking him. He won't go till 14 or 15.
We said that Mac Jones was going to
He's gonna
slide
fall.
all the way under, but
He's gonna
Justin Fields is there too.
But what's crazy is one of these guys are probably going to fall to Bill Belichick.
It just said Dallas
What's crazy-
Dallas is likely to trade at a number 10.
Yeah.
I just
So
could
that's
not
probably what
believe
they're working on.
Mac.
Trade. New England moves up and grabs Justin Fields.
That could happen. It could happen.
Because who's the other teams that need a quarterback that are back down there?
Well, you got Minnesota
Miami,
that's there.
Washington, maybe.
Well, the thing is, with Steelers, you got Roethlisberger just for 1 year, though.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers don't have a pick until...
And I think that's the thing you have to worry about is people that...
That's the 24th pick.
Trade alert.
Trade alert.
Yeah, so they traded.
The Cowboys.
To the Eagles.
Trade to the Eagles.
That was the only team that I was like, they maybe
What
get
do
up
the
there.
Eagles are getting up for? A quarterback? You think the Eagles are getting up for a quarterback?
Nope.
I don't see that happening.
Defense. Yeah, there's no way that they're gonna be Jalen Hurts. Like Jalen Hurts seems to be their go-to guy now.
Well, he better be because they got rid of
they got rid of Wentz.
They got rid of Wentz for him, so he better be.
I would think that the Eagles are going defense, and I would go with either.
I mean, Parsons is your best defensive player available.
Yeah, I'd say Parsons probably. And so
All right, the Eagles got 3.
where does Dallas go?
I don't know. That's
Maybe they just switched and went to 12.
well, they switched with probably switched. Look, it's just Charlotte there. Hey, Charlotte.
Philly.
Oh, yep,
hey,
that's it.
hey, Charlotte. Philly moved up, and watch. I guarantee you, they get Devontae Smith.
Probably, I can see that.
Yeah, because the Giants would have grabbed him. Somebody would have grabbed him before Philly at number 12.
I don't know. Philly hasn't had much luck getting wide receivers in the first.
Right now.
Here's the Philadelphia Eagles draft history when it comes to wide receivers. Jalen Reagor. They got Jalen Reagor as their first round pick last year.
Smith right there.
21st pick. Then they've also drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside as a wide receiver they drafted the year prior to that. Nelson Aguilar, their first pick, wide receiver.
He's good. Nelson Aguilar is very good. Thomas says that the Bears need a QB. Well, Thomas, they're like the Bears actually have the 20th pick, which is interesting. If
It is.
I can't imagine Mac Jones going to 20 or Justin Fields going down that low, but right now,
But they can come up if they're willing to.
Yeah, Chicago needs a trade because the Pats are going to get a quarterback. Right now, Bill Belichick is just foaming at the mouth.
Bill Belichick is the luckiest person on the face of the earth.
Crazy.
I mean, after the season that he had last year, with Cam Newton.
You want to know why Philly just traded to Dallas? New York Giants are number 11. If Devontae Smith was available at number 11,
Probably would have gone there.
oh, he would have gone to New York in 2 seconds, and that team would have been.
Then why is it taking them
ridiculous.
so long?
And you know what? For TV,
Yeah.
slow down.
Well, either that or they're trying to decide. They had a couple guys they wanted, and they're just trying to make a decision which one they want.
So I think these guys, like we saw Mac Jones sitting there, they're all backstage. That's why they're by themselves.
Well, that guy, Micah
That's
Parsons.
Micah Parsons right there.
Yeah, Micah Parsons. He was. He didn't look very happy.
Dude, this is going to be fun. The next few picks.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
This is going to be real fun. The next few picks.
Got it run of NFC
You know what's
East
real
teams.
fun is my computer dying.
Philly's
I
got.
know mine is too.
Philly's got the pick right now in a trade from Dallas, and then you have the Giants who are next, which is a real interesting pick, and then number 12 you've got Philly again. Let's see, did Philly trade for that pick?
They still. I don't
Yes.
think they've announced it yet.
Yeah,
Have
Eagles
they?
acquired the number 10 pick from Cowboys for the 12th pick in a third round selection. So you have the Cowboys back
Oh, there you
down.
go.
All right, you got the Eagles with about 15 seconds.
So Cowboys get an extra third.
The pick
I'm down for that.
is
They need
in.
picks.
So I think that they're going to take Micah Parsons or one of the defensive ends.
Cowboys?
Yeah, Cowboys
Yeah.
go D in.
Pick moving, started with 6 overall, traded to 12.
I gotta run to the bathroom.
The Dolmans. And then, can you bring me some water on the way back?
Yeah.
I am so parched. Or a little lemonade.
We've been on for 2 hours and 47 seconds now. Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely
All
definitely
right.
slowing up the television.
They
on
really
purpose.
are.
They're like, let's wait a little bit. But now you've got the pick is in for the Eagles. That means the Giants are on the clock. Dallas moved down to 12. We all agree that Dallas is probably going to go defense on that pick. Number 11 with the Giants. That ought to be pretty interesting. I'm sure they're going to go defense as well. They can't go corner. Well, they could go cornerback now, but there's not many left.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay, the pick. I just want to know who it is right now. And then after that, like you said, it's gonna go.
I'm pretty positive this is Devontae Smith. They definitely slowed this up on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because before it was like boom, boom, boom. Now it's like boom. Oh, let's wait. We got to get our commercials in.
We didn't see anything less than under a minute. Say less than under 2 minutes.
Yeah, now they got to get their commercials in, which sucks because this is what they did last year, and it lasted till midnight or after in the first round. That was terrible. But
I'm just happy to see that it's a full arena stadium. Where are they?
Garrett says they could take Slater, but here we go. Philly's in. This lady's excited. What's she saying? Put your mask on, lady.
Who knows? I'm not sure what she is saying. But I met a diehard Eagles fan over New Year's.
He's like, woman, just get up. Let's go.
All right.
All right, pick is in. Eagles are up. Let's see who they got in the trade from Dallas. Here we go.
All right, Roger Goodell.
Yep. That was easy.
And you saw that it is
Devontae Smith.
All right. There you go. Devonta Smith.
The Giants are having talks at number 11 right now. Woo, more trades coming.
Thank you so much, Allie. He just hooked me up with a charger because my computer was dying since we've been going for so long. This is the longest show, at least that I've had on Sports with Balls. I know our Super Bowl episode was, an hour 30 or so? This is
a dinger.
Draft is even more. So thank you so much, Max Sports TV. Allie over there hooking me up with a charger. And how's your iPad doing?
I got 41%. When the iPad dies, we're all going home.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're going to start to stay with you guys as long as possible, but it is 8:37 right now. We'll probably be here at least until pick 15. We'll see what happens after that. But right now, Devontae Smith is off the board like we expected. The Giants are in trade talks right now. We don't know with who, but we're going to find out here pretty soon. Thomas, that's the first one you got right in the last 5. I know, Thomas. I've been really bad. Man, it's been a crazy draft. Here, I'll try to pick this one. Jalen Phillips to the Giants. That's who I said. Let's see, number 12.
I'm just trying to think, what do the Giants need?
Defense. Their offense is pretty solid. Saquon Barkley's coming back. They just signed his extension. Josh Allen is not Josh Allen. The quarter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What
I
happened?
am so parched.
Got a lemonade. Parched. That was interesting.
Parched.
I
haven't heard parched in a while.
That's been empty for a long time. We've been talking.
So we're up on.
Can I say something real quick?
Yep.
It's really freaking cool that we're sitting here talking about the draft.
Oh, I love it.
I was in the bathroom, in case anybody's curious to know, and I was just thinking about that. I was
That's
like, man,
where you went?
I was like, man, this is awesome.
Sit here and just BS about football. All right, Philadelphia did get Devontae Smith.
Well, and with you two, I'm excited to be here with you two.
Yeah, I love this.
I'm glad Lauren's back. She decided to come back.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I decided to.
Took a week vacay.
I was with my family, got to spend some time with them, had a really good time out in the sun.
Speaking of, guys, coming up in 2 weeks, we are going to have our 100th episode. That's going to be, I can't believe that's going to be wild. 100 episodes. I just never in a million years thought that was possible. That'll be a great day. It'll be somewhere, I think May 26th, somewhere around
Trade
there.
alert. Trade alert.
Trade alert. Presented by
said
Subway.
we had just said they were trading.
To the Bears.
To the Bears.
Ooh, here come the Bears.
Thomas.
Here come the Bears.
Oh, here comes Daniel Jones.
And the Bears is number
not Daniel
20.
Jones. Here comes Justin Fields.
They're going to make up for missing out on Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, Thomas has got to be fired up right now. We knew that. Like you said,
it has to be Justin Fields, right? It has to be. It has to be.
I don't know. I mean,
that's a long way to come up to get a linebacker or a left tackle or somebody like that. It has to be to get a quarterback.
Both of them are sitting in their chairs right now going, son of a bitch.
I wonder how.
I know.
I wonder how Johnny's feeling.
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, Johnny. Yeah. Johnny J.
Yeah.
Here's a question. So, Bill Belichick, it's just working out for him.
Well,
here's
you got
the deal. It's just working out.
That's going to be that. We'll see how long the show goes. But the 15th pick and Bill Belichick, maybe our last one. We'll see how things go for the draft. But I mean, so they traded for next year's draft picks. Like I was saying, 2022 should be interesting. But Chicago's in, and we know they're going quarterback.
At least you don't. you don't move up that far to not get one. Like
Yeah,
if you're moving that far, you're getting a quarterback. You have to.
Or there's got to be the Heisman Trophy winner on the defensive end.
You have to love whoever it is.
Oh, they're showing Mac Jones.
I tell you what, poor guy Ryan Fitzpatrick. Wasn't he signed by the Bears?
Dude,
He's been everywhere.
Thomas is like, please pick Justin Fields. And look at poor Mac Jones. Look, but he doesn't understand. He might end up in an incredible position.
The further down you get, I mean, the better.
Justin Fields family.
couch.
They're gone.
We'll see y'all later, Justin.
They gone. They're on a plane ride to Chicago.
Yeah, they're already gone. There's somebody.
Here they are.
There they come back.
You want to know why? He just got the phone. And if I were to say, man, like we said it 5 picks ago, Bill Belichick might end up with Mac Jones.
Yeah, so
and
if you're
I said
Mac
that
Jones,
he would look like Tom Brady.
if you're yeah,
It works
exactly.
out. It works out.
If that's why I say if you're Mac Jones, don't be upset. You could get the best situation out of anybody on the draft.
You definitely.
Wow.
Now we're making a lot of assumptions.
Bears
that may
pick.
not happen.
Look, so now the pick is in.
Yeah, they know exactly what it is.
Thomas, I hope for Chicago Bears fans this works out because Bears fans are loyal. You know, they've had some crappy quarterbacks, dude. Their quarterbacks have been just unbelievably bad.
Think about it. If Watson would have went there in 2017 instead of coming to Houston, they would be dealing with all of the massage stuff too.
Please, like that would
bring it back to Deshaun Watson.
I mean, look, I'm even gonna type it in.
Come on.
I'm not trying to jinx
You
him,
have to.
but I'm typing it in that he's going. And then we're back to Grant's Dallas Cowboys on the next pick.
Reason he fell that far, they could go up and get him, but they've got to be going defense.
And then
absolutely either defense or left tackle.
Chargers are 13. They're going to go O-line. That offensive lineman for was it Oregon? No,
What does that mustache represent?
You and the mustaches.
I don't understand.
You know who the mustache is?
Huh?
Mike Ditka. Come on.
Again, she's not in her
Mike
40s.
So, hey.
Bears.
Hey, how are you feeling your Andy Dalton? I said Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's Andy Dalton. They got the Chicago Bears.
Oh, Bears got Dalton. Here we go.
Oh my gosh! Come on,
we're gonna
just
have
give
to
us
do a donation.
Oh, his sticker says COVID-19 vaccinated. Who cares? Who cares, Goodell? Nobody cares. I don't care that he's been vaccinated.
Cracks me up. He's just so blunt. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
He's got a bunch of cards to read, so we're gonna be in for a treat.
Yeah, we're
here.
gonna be.
I love it until the moment that it's on me because you call me out.
That's true.
You call me
That's
out.
true. You
on
think
my
it's awesome
age.
until I bring it up. I didn't call you out on your age. That was Jeff. It wasn't me.
What the hell?
Just like what?
I
tuned back into the show, and this is what I get.
I'm over here trying to deal with the draft.
Just in case anybody wants to know,
about Lauren's
I've
age.
known Lauren's age
And in fact,
a long time before you
wasn't
announced
me. It was her
I
father.
kept it a secret.
I didn't do anything.
I kept it a secret.
All right,
I kept it a secret,
Let's
Lauren.
not bring it back up.
I kept it a secret.
Thank you. I'm
I
a
was
good
quiet.
age.
I was quiet.
Can y'all see anything?
What do you mean?
Like other than that light?
No, I can't.
No,
I can't even
this is how
see
production
anybody.
The bar could be empty, and I have no idea.
I have no clue.
No, the bar is full. People are here
know.
watching the draft.
I know. I know they are. I didn't say that they weren't. I just said if it did empty out, I couldn't tell. Who's this guy?
Here you go.
I bet he's one of the frontline workers.
Yep. Here. Yep.
Chicago, you got your quarterback. Congratulations. Congratulations. If you're Justin Fields, are you excited about going to Chicago?
I think so. There's potential there.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, Chicago.
You could have gone to San Francisco.
Well, yeah, but that's out the window now.
I know, but I mean, would you have rather gone to San Francisco?
Chicago's a great city, third largest in the United States. There's good opportunity there, like endorsement-wise, everything.
I love San Francisco. I haven't been since the shutdown,
I would
but
rather
prior.
Football-wise, I'd go to Chicago. I just think it's a better football town.
I agree because
Okay.
there's not as much going on as there is in San
Would you rather have
Francisco.
Matt Nagy or Kyle Shanahan?
Ooh.
Kyle Shanahan.
Okay, there you go. That's my point.
Dallas has 5.5 minutes left.
Have you been to San Fran?
I have.
Actually, people there don't even like to call it that. They just call it San Francisco.
I don't care what San Francisco people think.
Okay. I was just gonna say, like, when I've gone there,
Be a
I'm like,
mil-
oh,
What? They don't like it when you say San
they
Fran?
don't. No, like I've talked to locals, like, hey, like which place is good for this and that, and in San Fran, they're like, oh no, we don't say San
So
Fran.
Grant
Oh my
Garrett
gosh.
says, "Here comes Slater."
You know what? I'm actually okay if they get Slater, because one of the things that the Cowboys were not, everybody was just a given that their offensive line was going to be really good, because it has been for several years, and it's just kind of everybody assumes that's what it is. But their offensive line was not good last year.
So if they take Slater, the Chargers, who are picked next, are going to be pissed.
And maybe they're waiting to see if Chargers want to trade up. They get something else.
Because the Chargers want offensive line for Herbert, like 100%. That is their first need, and I mean, Dallas again is throwing wrenches in everybody's.
With as much talk there's been about Kwity Paye, if I'm saying his name correctly,
I think you are.
it's he hasn't even come up in this conversation the entire time.
Well, I haven't brought him up because on my rankings that I have, he's ranked the 24th best player on the big board here.
Who do
so
we have left?
I haven't even talked to him.
So let's go over who we have left as far as best players.
Oh look, there's Justin Fields putting on that cap.
According to my list, best player available is Jalen Waddle. No, Jalen
No,
Waddle
Waddle's
went.
gone.
Yeah, my bad.
That was
That was what I picked.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle is gone. So, best player available, I've got Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons as a best player available. After that's Rashawn Slater, and then you get into Christian Barmore.
I think Dallas will
Matt
go
Jones.
So Dallas go
I
Michael.
was just about to say, wow.
Dallas will go Micah Parsons. Chargers go Slater. I mean that would make complete sense on draft wise. Now will that happen? I don't know, but that's what that addresses both of those teams' needs.
I'm with Garrett in that I'm okay if they do a left tackle, Rashawn Slater, because that dude is really good. He was extraordinarily good back in 2019. He's another one that opted out in 2020. He allowed only 5 pressures and earned a 90 overall grade across 355 pass blocking snaps.
Well, you're going to find out in about 3 minutes.
So Slater or, you also have Barmore. Barmore's defensive tackle from Alabama. His problem is a little bit inconsistent, but he was dominant when he needed to be. He only put up zero pressures, but that dude, 6'5", 310 pounds.
That's Thomas.
Pretty much.
Thomas needs
It's
to
a
go in
big
the
cat.
draft.
It's a big dude.
Thomas needs to get over in the draft. But, man, we want to thank all y'all for paying attention. Andy Dalton chose Chicago, and Chicago chooses Justin Fields. That is another interesting fact because, remember, Chicago Bears tweeted out a picture of Dalton in the Chicago jersey saying that he's our number one.
He's not now.
Or
mean,
like they could be putting him behind him.
They can put him behind him. You never know.
Okay, that's the question. How many weeks until Justin Fields is playing? Starting.
4 or 5.
I say 2.
Really?
2 weeks, Andy Dalton's bench, Justin Fields is starting.
Is that
The
bad?
Chicago crowd, yeah, but I don't know if it'll last 4 or 5. I mean, if they start losing from the get-go, and I don't know their schedule, if it depends on who they're playing the first few games.
Cowboys pick is in.
It's either going to be Slater or Parsons.
Yeah, Micah Parsons for me, and then Slater goes to. I hope it's Parsons because then I know Slater's going to the Chargers, and I can go to the restroom.
I told you be careful on that big old glass you had.
Look, they're going right there with the defense. Five rushing yards allowed per. 30th in the NFL, 31st in the
They're
NFL.
terrible against
most
the
in
run.
franchise history.
They're
Look
awful.
at the points allowed.
They're
Most
awful.
Wow.
If they
Awful.
go offensive
73.
line, that's not the smartest move.
Well, if they're going offensive line, that just tells you they think Slater, if he's the one they pick, Slater's a better value than Parsons. It really just depends on what they value. Who's highest on their board, and they just go down it, and they just tick them off. And maybe if they go Slater, I think Slater's more value, better player.
Thomas Quinlan, obviously a massive Bear fan, says 3 games before Justin Fields is in.
Over under on that.
Yeah,
That's a good over/under, 3.5.
Yeah, I'd choose under. I would choose under on
Yeah,
that.
because you said 2.
Yeah. Well, and schedule hadn't come out yet,
guy?
so you don't really know.
I think that's a girl.
I don't think so.
Oh, girl, guy, I don't know.
Who's that person?
It's 2021.
There's no.
Who's that person?
Who's that person?
It's hard to say. Well, why are they going to have that person that's sitting on the chair and all that not get up and do the...
Are we starting to do? Are they starting to do all the charity stuff like before every pick now?
Draft
Roger, nobody cares about charity. Let's get to the picks. It cares about helping people. Screw them all. Let's get to the draft.
Everybody's so sensitive these days.
That's the truth, though. Look, you got Rashawn Slater, right? Oh.
Well, they're picking the best available.
All right.
I don't know who that is for Dallas, though.
Let's see.
I don't know. Let's get to it. Come on, Roger.
Let's go.
Let's go.
It is the girl.
How about them Cowboys? Get it over with. Get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Are you like? What was that? What is it? You a wolf?
LVE. Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons.
Told ya.
Linebacker.
All right.
Let's do it, Micah. Come on.
Look, he's a cowboy.
Let's go,
job,
Micah.
good job.
How about them boys?
Let's go, Micah. Let's do it.
Great pick.
Garrett, I want to know your thoughts. Let me know right now.
This is what PFF said about him. Parsons is the best run defender, blitzer, and tackler. Huh?
Short out two,
Serena in Taiwan. You're catching us in Taiwan. That's awesome.
Wow, that's
Watch out.
awesome.
Thanks so much for tuning in to our draft show.
Micah Parsons, best run defender, blitzer, and tackler at the position in the draft class. He's quite easily the best blitzing off-ball linebacker we've seen in our 7 years of doing this, so it's no surprise he ranks first in this draft class in PFF pass rushing grade over his career.
Micah Parsons is phenomenal. Great player. Good pickup for Dallas. Good trade for them. Good,
Get an extra pick. Maybe that was the guy. Maybe they had him between Micah Parsons and Patrick Surtain, and they're like, we're going to be able to get our guy no matter what. So
he said at this point, I'd expect Cowboys to decline the fifth-year option for Leighton Von Esch.
LVE. Yeah, I mean, LVE's problem, Van Der Esch, he just gets hurt a lot. And Dallas needs a linebacker. They need linebacker help. Dallas is not good in the middle of the field on defense, and this is help.
No, I had him going 6 picks ago. I think he's phenomenal. So we'll see what goes on. But now on to the next, the Chargers, which I said they
we're
need
not going to keep talking about the Cowboys.
No, we're not.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
They don't even have another pick. So
all right. Well,
see you later, Cowboys.
Hey, they could trade back in. They could trade back in.
They could trade back.
They could.
No, they got. I mean, I think that they didn't get the cornerback they wanted. I think they probably would have gone after Surtain if he was available, but he went right before them. So I think they got the linebacker that they wanted, and good for them on defense. And look, Sean Lee retired. They're not going to pick up the option for Van Esch. So
Van Der Esch, yeah.
Van Der Esch. So there you go. I mean, good job for them.
All right, take a look now. Jerry Jones has everyone around him, and coach.
Sons and daughters.
Yep.
And Mike McCarthy, the coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
And coach.
Good job,
All right,
guys.
Chargers have about 4
Thank you,
minutes,
Charlotte.
15 seconds.
Thank you,
I know what they're doing.
All right.
Jeff's out of here. Sweet.
He's like, oh, Cowboys.
He saw
Drop the mic.
he saw his team, and he's ready to.
I should have left her in the Cowboy pick.
You saw your boys get a pick, and so now you're good. No, this is great. Micah Parsons, I like. Micah Parsons a lot, and I'm excited for that. I like that. I would have liked Surtain better. I would have been more excited for Surtain, but
when you were thinking about the Cowboys and who they would draft, was Micah Parsons even in the discussion for you?
No, because I thought it was going to get down to either J.C. Horn, the cornerback, or Patrick
got taken
Surtain.
early.
Correct. Horn went earlier, and I thought he would. I thought it was either going to be Surtain or Horn. So I didn't even think Parsons, but I'm happy they got Parsons. I like it. I mean, Parsons, like I said, again, Cowboys last year. Terrible on defense, as everybody knows. I mean, it was obvious. Everybody knew Dallas was terrible on defense. Terrible against the run. Terrible against the pass. Dude's a blitzing linebacker. Dude's great against the run. That's what they need.
Well, they got it. And Horn went number 8, like we said a lot earlier. Now coming up is the Los Angeles Chargers. A little under 3 minutes to go for their pick to be in. And we talked about Justin Herbert really needing that protection going forward. So
I think this is a
looking
no-brainer.
at what's left,
Yes.
the no-brainer.
Yes. Yeah, the no-brainer Slater. I mean, they got to go Slater. If they don't, they're stupid. So you've got Rashawn Slater, the left tackle from Northwestern, opted out last year, did not play. So you don't really have any numbers on him from last year. But last year was kind of a.
What do you think about Christian Darrisaw? Because he's another one in the conversation too.
Darrisaw's good. Darrisaw's big, just like Slater is, like most left tackles are, 6'5", 314. On PFF, on Pro Football Focus, just so you know, and I'm glad you brought up Darrisaw, he earned the highest grade of any offensive tackle in the Power 5 conferences in 2020. Now, of course, Slater didn't play in 2020, so he wasn't able to get graded on 2020. But the way that PFF said about him, there wasn't a single blip on his radar from start to finish.
Slater?
No, we're talking about
Darrisaw.
Oh,
Darrisaw.
Darrisaw?
Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
The pick is in for the Chargers.
It's got to be the left tackle. It's either Slater or Darrisaw.
Yeah, for sure.
It's got to be.
I agree. And then the next 2 picks are, man, they haven't shown Mac Jones, right? But you have to be, he's kind of got to be a little bit giddy thinking he has a chance
to go to the Patriots.
Right.
To know that there's that chance to go, and even though Cam Newton's there, I mean, you still go, you have Bill Belichick as your head coach.
Here's a question, and I'll ask this.
But they need help. Man. Wide receivers, they have nobody.
What about, I know this is a little crazy, but what about the Washington football team? If Mac Jones is available.
Dude, if he slides to 19, I think the Raiders would probably take him at that point at 17. But
you think the Raiders would take him? They've got Derek Carr.
Yeah, I know, but
you think they've given up on Derek Carr?
Well, I mean, you've already heard trade rumors about Derek Carr.
Well, that's what I was talking about with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's a guy that's ready to win with the system that they already have in Las Vegas. We're talking about if you draft Mac Jones there, you're basically you're not starting all over, but you know what I mean. You're starting with a guy fresh out of college.
I mean, we're sort of skipping over the Vikings, but I mean,
well, the Vikings. I mean, the only problem with the Vikings.
Bad,
well, yeah, and you got Mike Zimmer, who's the defensive head coach, so they're going to look defense. But I mean, Cousins though. I mean, what do you? You're still. Still got Cousins there. You still got Cousins with a pretty decent contract.
A huge contract.
Pretty decent contract. So that's what the question is. Would the Vikings do that now?
Would they do that to piss off New England?
Sandro, he said, "Boys still gonna suck." Sorry, talking about your Micah Parsons.
Oh, thanks. It's. I don't care what he has to say.
And then he said,
that's great. Thank you for that input. I appreciate that.
Chargers are going offensive tackle
for sure.
Yeah, Grant agrees. Lauren agrees. I agree that that's what they're doing. The question then becomes the Vikings. What are the Vikings going to do?
They can't do quarterback. I'm just sitting here looking
contract,
at just so you know, his contract next year, $31 million. Kirk Cousins is counted against their cap. If they were to cut him, he would count $76 million against their cap.
Who do you think what organization do you think would make a trade?
Nobody. Nobody would take that contract whatsoever. No way. Not unless the Minnesota Vikings said they're willing to pay some of it. No way anybody would trade for that.
I mean, look what happened to Jared Goff.
You're
looking at two different kinds of talent.
But Jared Goff still, as I said, he still has $10 million on his contract this year, so he still has a manageable contract. Kirk Cousins does not have a tradable contract. That is not tradable at all.
If that's the case, the Chargers go on offensive tackle. Vikings will probably go defense if they can, or if they want to.
Yeah.
I don't know how they'd shock the world. That does leave Mac Jones sitting at 15, and Bill Belichick just being like, "Oh, thank you." Who, I mean, look, they're all a crapshoot anyways, right? He could possibly end up with the best quarterback at all of them.
Yes.
Just and restart another dynasty.
Tom Brady 2.0,
Pick
3.0.
is in, and it is Rashawn Slater.
Yep, and I mean, of course.
I mean, he was the best of the players available in the draft. He was the best player available.
Sure,
and that was a need that the Chargers had. They needed a left tackle, so you had a need along with the best player available. So I mean, that's how that works. So you got Minnesota Vikings next, New England, if Mac Jones doesn't go to New England, you got Arizona Cardinals, don't need a quarterback. Las Vegas Raiders, I would say, don't need a quarterback. Miami Dolphins, don't need a quarterback. Washington football team, they need a quarterback.
All right, guys. I just have a feeling something is going to happen here with this number 14 Minnesota Vikings.
They haven't said that the Chargers picked Slater yet.
Oh, I thought they just did.
Well, they said Pick was in, and they were showing Slater, and he was happy and excited.
Okay, my bad.
smiling.
I looked up and saw it.
But I mean, I don't think he'd be smiling if he didn't know something.
Yeah, I mean, Alessandro agrees with me and says that watch New England takes Mac Jones and watch him become the best QB in the draft.
Yes.
Like, golly.
And all the money they spend in the offseason, they've got a team that's ready.
And again, I'm going to bring up this running back thing. It's phenomenal that nobody, like, there's not even a talk about a running back.
No.
Watch New England grab Mac Jones and
Harris. Or
Etienne.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, in 3 years they could be phenomenal.
And it is
Rashawn
Slater.
Rashawn Slater.
He's a big boy.
Didn't play last year, by the way. So.
Oh.
There was a few of them that didn't do that.
So happy.
I mean, look, I think that maybe it's good for them health wise.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a year off. I'm sure they're still in great shape. Now they've got 3 or 4 months to get in better shape and start the NFL season. Now, a tricky thing to that is, what if players you start seeing a trend
Of opting out of your last season to try to get ready for the NFL draft. Like if all these guys are NFL ready by the time they hit the season, this coming up season, you're going to start seeing a trend of guys being like, I'm opting out.
That's a good point. However, I don't think that's going to happen because all these prospects want to see what they did the last year. They want to see their tapes on them. They want to see how well they did their senior year.
Well, but also too, I would
Heisman.
Well, I would make a guess. Other than Jamar Chase, opting out hasn't really benefited these guys. Micah Parsons dropped probably longer than he thought he did. Slater dropped probably farther than he thought he would. So, I mean, it's not necessarily as you would worked out for these guys. I mean, you know, they fell farther in the draft than probably they thought or wanted to.
There's three huge. Trey Lance going number 3 San Francisco.
Changed a lot.
Jalen Waddle going number 6 at Miami. Changed a lot. And Penei Sewell going number 8 at Carolina. That dropped all these guys to, wherever.
Yeah.
You just don't know where they're going to go now.
Yeah.
The Vikings, if we jump forward to the Vikings now, 3.5 minutes left on theirs. I had Jalen Phillips going in. Like, who's the best defensive player available right now that the Vikings could take?
Christian Barmore is what I have, defensive tackle. The only problem with Christian Barmore, like I said, it sounds like this dude doesn't have a motor that moves all the time. So that may
that's pretty funny.
That may be something on that guy. He's a redshirt sophomore. Other than that, then you're starting to get into safety. Trevon Mooring, safety out of TCU. That's one guy that's. So
this is going to get interesting after these picks. I mean, the Pats is obviously the most intriguing coming up at 15. Mike Scarborough says, is Mac Jones even a first-round talent? I believe he's first-round talent.
I do.
I mean, yes, he was surrounded by an immense amount of talent. I mean, look, Waddle already went.
So was Joe Burrow.
Devonta Smith. Yeah, Burrow was too. I think that Mac Jones is, and it's a no-brainer for the Pats to take him. Look, they've been dying to get a quarterback. They've got, just signed Cam again. They're like, oh, son of a, I've got Cam again. Like ever since Brady. Now they're about to have Mac Jones just land in their lap. You cannot get luckier than that.
The most accurate quarterback in college football last year.
And that is that's Bill Belichick's system.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Accuracy. Just throw the ball to the X.
Throw the ball.
And hope,
exactly.
Throw the ball to an X and hope.
Trade alert.
No way.
And Vikings have less than 2 minutes. They trade to the Jets.
Wow.
What?
So the Jets were sitting at 23. They must see something they like to come up.
Some protection.
Either protection, left tackle, Darrisaw, the one from Virginia Tech, or running back.
Well, I mean, I wonder if Zach Wilson called him and was like, "Hey, man."
Yeah. Well, no, you know what? They've got a left tackle already. That was their number 1 draft pick last year.
But tackles are also viable. You can do tackle, center, or right tackle. I mean, so offensive lineman would be great, or they might go defense. But I'm going to tell you right now, Bill Belichick just landed Mac Jones.
If Mac Jones doesn't go to New England, I'll be shocked. I will
There's no
absolutely
possible
100% be shocked.
There's no way that he couldn't. I mean, that would just be, what do they think, Cam Newton's the future?
Well, they're definitely going to get a quarterback.
I love Jason Stidham.
They're definitely going to get a quarterback for sure, but it's
Jason
not.
Stidham can move on.
Guys, this slowed down so freaking much.
What
we went
is?
for the first ones like that. Now we're only on 14.
It has
Crazy.
slowed down a little bit. Well, I don't know. You're about to have a pick here pretty quick.
Yeah,
Pretty
this
All
one.
right,
I mean,
the
this
Jets
one's-
have 30. They lowered it down so quick.
Oh, so the pick is in.
Seconds.
I would say so they already started the clock on the other one. They're going to go quick now, at least the next few ones.
Yeah.
Jets pick is in. I think they're going to go defense or offensive line.
Well, yeah, they had like 2 minutes and 30 seconds to give to the Jets when they did that trade.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's how it goes. So,
Jalen Phillips, I think, is what they're going to take, but we'll find out here in a minute.
I mean,
Jalen Phillips.
Yep.
Okay. Jalen Phillips. All right. Jalen Phillips. So Jalen Phillips, you are talking about where's Jalen Phillips at? I don't even have him on my list here.
He was going to retire in 2019. He's had some head issues, but he's an incredible defensive player.
so Zach, whoever it is going to join Zach Wilson.
Yep, that's the goal. Of course, they went to a commercial.
Yeah, of course.
I know.
Dude,
I know.
ESPN, this is why paying attention to sports with balls is amazing. We don't have commercials like that. We have sponsors. I'd love to think a couple of sponsors. While they're taking a break, we'll take a break. Smarter Mortgage, David Carrier. Call Smarter Mortgage over there.
You're damn right.
Call Roy Stanton and Hybrid Technologies Group. They'll hook you up with this right here. Phone services, cable services, cloud services, you name it, at Hybrid Technologies Group.
Construction Concepts. I don't know if I can say it or not now, but I will. They build shit.
Yeah.
So if you want something built, they'll do it for you. Call Construction Concepts and Texas AV Productions. They are your event partner for all things live production. Anything that you want that's awesome, any event, party, whatever you want, they'll do it. They do a great job. Call them up. Texas AV Productions.
You know what? Did you see that Thomas said Rayshawn Slater is Clements Ranger from Sugarland?
Did not. I knew it. I knew he was from Texas.
Oh, by the way, Texas AV Productions, 281-241-7520. Call them up.
Also, money management. I've been working on my credit with these guys. They're flat out phenomenal. I need to get a new Escalade, so I'm working on that stuff.
All
Working-
right.
Escalade.
Someone's
Working on
getting
that.
that credit up.
Working on that
Damn.
720. Working on
Oh,
it. Call money
geez.
management. No, literally, they'll fix your credit. Johnny over there is amazing. Give them a call, 713-823-0904. Johnny Lee. He just got back from Vegas, man. This guy's amazing. Dude, call him up to fix your credit. I don't care what it is. Repoed car, gone.
If he can get your credit up, he is pretty amazing.
Hey,
Yeah.
you damn right.
That's my line, sir.
I know. That's what.
Can't say it like me.
He said it with an accent and everything, too,
I know.
Jeff.
He tried.
I tried.
He tried. It
I
wasn't-
gave
wasn't
hell.
good enough.
I gave it hell. But yeah. Oh, and Joe. We got to thank Joe.
Oh, yeah. That guy.
713-291-5270. Thank you, Applewhite.
Yeah, I need to follow up with Joe because he was watching his daughter compete in a cheerleader competition this week.
He
See
was
how she
also
did.
at the Astros game and they lost, so he's no longer allowed to go to those.
Oh, I wonder where we're sitting.
That was if you love pitching, today's game was phenomenal. There was 2 hits through the 7th inning, and both of them were through Seattle. It was 1-0. It was not
boring.
Yeah, it was. But my son catching a ball the other night, it was
Who
unbelievable.
was starting on the mound today?
Damn.
What?
I'm hungry.
I am too.
I'm hungry, dude.
After the
It just-
show concludes, I
it
am
just
going to
hit
get
me.
some food.
We only got about 20 minutes left. We'll probably stay with you guys till about 9:30, and then you guys can take the draft on your own after that. Like we've done enough, and we've all been wrong. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I mean, honestly, with the
Well,
draft,
no.
you don't know.
I said Dallas would trade out. They did.
Yeah.
I figured they would.
Lauren had the greatest pick so far of Waddle.
Yeah, she did.
Wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah.
I have only got
Thank
4. No, I've got 6 of the 13 picks correct.
And then Lauren followed that up with the guy that no one has projected in round 1 with Farley.
Yeah, Caleb Farley.
Texans trade for Jake from State Farm. That could be possible.
100%.
We're in Houston,
That's pretty
Texas.
funny. That's pretty funny.
They should have had the draft here this year. And that, I mean,
That would've been great.
Yeah,
That would've been
no
awesome.
picks in the
I
first
mean-
round.
That would have been awesome.
I think their first pick is like 90 something.
How do they choose that? You know?
Texas
The
Maybe
city?
come
I don't know.
Cleveland.
Hey, Texans can trade up. They can come get in this party.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson for 1 3rd-round pick.
All righty, let's.
Oh, brother. All right, so here we go. New York Jets. What do you think?
Offensive line.
Offensive line?
Okay.
They drafted
There we
offensive
go.
line last year,
Says.
though. They've already got offensive linemen. They got Becton last year.
And I was correct.
They went Darisaw?
I don't know.
Or they went the guard from
Jeff
USC.
got all the push notifications from Ian Rappaport and
They're trying to spell his name. Look, Mac
Jones is
Mac
going to
You
New
know-
England
Jones
Patriots.
is going to
God
the freaking.
Look, he's on the phone already.
Oh my gosh.
Mac Jones is
Go to the
going to the
Patriots.
freaking
Oh
New
my
England
God.
Patriots.
Oh my God.
Elijah Vera Tucker.
It couldn't have worked out better for him. I say we ended on that, man.
Elijah Vera Tucker is going to the
USC tackle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had him. USC.
Is that what you had?
No. I have him in my top first rounders. And
Yeah.
we didn't talk about him at all.
I cannot believe that Mac Jones is available at 15, and all the talk all week long was, were the New England Patriots going to trade up to get one of these 4 quarterbacks?
Yes. And they did absolutely nothing.
Well,
And he
the thing
fell
that's
to him.
crazy to me too
Wow.
is people were putting Mac Jones in front of Justin Fields when both of them went so low.
This is
I can't believe
phenomenal.
it.
This is unbelievable. Yeah, we'll probably stay with you guys for this this last Pat's Fit. We'll get to the first 15, and then we'll probably call it a night for you guys, and we'll recap everything on Monday. Obviously, go over all the draft picks from the weekend, because there's obviously a couple more
Two
rounds
more
of this.
nights.
Well, you just kind of tune in the next couple of days, like every
Right.
now and then, just kind of look at it and
Yeah.
see, like, where's everybody at. But, man, there's still a ton of star power out there.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it is unbelievable. And again, no running backs.
Right.
No running backs have gone, and I don't see anyone in the near future. Let's see. Arizona,
I bet you Arizona could be the first one to get a running back.
they could. Miami at number 18 could get a running back. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
Chicago at 20. Chicago could be a complete revamp. Well, they traded up, so that
yeah,
pick
they
is gone.
traded up. Yeah. That's Giants had that.
The
pick
Colts
now.
actually need a running back, but they just had what's that guy's name for the Colts? It's pretty good.
All right, they're showing Mac Jones. He's trying to contain his
I
excitement.
know, dude. He's like, I'm gonna
He's
go
like,
play for
"Oh,
Bill Belichick.
I'm gonna be a
So
freaking
Mac Jones,
Patriot."
Mac Jones has played for Nick Saban, and now he'll play for Bill Belichick.
How's that, I mean,
Dude.
how's that resume? Like,
Unbelievable.
oh my gosh, there's
And
hey
poor
guys, there's
Jason
even
Stidham.
I know.
Jason Stidham was my guy.
you wanted him. You wanted to see. Hey, well, hey, it's
Hey,
getting later.
hey,
I know.
hey.
I don't know. What's that coming from? But
Hey.
Patriots pick is in, and people are lining up here at Christian's Tailgate. You should come too. Get some food, get a drink.
I'm gonna get some
watch
food.
the draft. Like I said, more people out there. I see.
Kevin's over here watching. Kevin's still here, man. Kevin's staying along
Thank
with
you
us.
so much.
We've got
Kevin.
another.
Loyal.
We've got another.
Got another
pandemic
stupid charity.
recovery. It's the same one. Join the pandemic recovery relief efforts.
All I know is that there's a good chance they're going to get COVID because Roger Goodell didn't have a mask on, and that guy does. So,
well, he's
he's vaccinated. My bad.
Vaccinated.
Sorry. He has a sticker that says it. I'm sorry.
Here comes.
I can't with this.
Here comes Mac Jones to the
It's
Patriots.
okay. He's vaccinated. It's okay.
Ah, man.
He's got a COVID barrier.
Well, I mean, Mac Jones sat on that couch for long enough, and he couldn't be happier. Happiest man in the room, probably.
He's going to go play for New England.
There's no possible way when this day started that he said, I'm going to fall to 15 and go to New England.
I want to
You
know
think
what
he would have been going to the Jets?
I want to know what Bill Belichick did in his life where that dude got so highly favored.
All right, it's already in.
Yeah, it's been in.
Mac Jones is going
It's
to.
been in.
Yeah, it's been in. That is unbelievable, dude.
I can't believe that.
Wow. Oh, man. The rich.
There he comes. He's
Yeah,
looking happy.
There he goes. Yeah, hell yeah, he's happy. He's ecstatic.
no possible way he woke up thinking, I'm going to go play in New England.
No.
I mean, golly.
Look at him pick that head up like, yeah, fuck all you people. I'm playing for New England Patriots. Yeah, of course you're excited. Of course you are.
Now, he looks like
one
a
of the
guy
most-
that you walk in there with confidence.
Just
I'll
so
tell
you
that.
know, in his college career, one of the most accurate dink and dunk quarterbacks, 10 yards and under in college history. Who did
like
that?
pushes it back.
Who did that for New England? Who made a career out of that one Super
Yeah,
Bowls?
yeah. Still doing it.
Still doing it. They just got. They
And I
basically
said-
got Tom Brady
you
clone
asked,
right
you asked
now.
me like a month ago who he reminds me of. I was like, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Like, and now here we are. Listen, guys.
I want to see Bill Belichick's face. I know it's just probably going to be just like
He's gonna have
straight-
that like evil smirk.
straight as usual.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Dr. Evil smirk. He's
Listen,
gonna have a cat on his lap.
We are
petting
2
him.
hours. We are 2 hours and 41 minutes into this show. We've got through the first
Wow.
15 picks, man. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna get off air
Boom.
now. We're gonna recap all this on Monday with you guys. Stay tuned for what we're gonna do for our 100th episode coming up. Man,
Couple weeks.
congratulations to the first 15 guys that got on there in the NFL draft, man. Way to go! This is life changing for a lot of these guys.
Absolutely.
All kinds of stuff, and man, we'll see where these guys go. And on Monday, we'll recap all this and find out if any running backs got taken anywhere. So, man. One more time, want to thank David Carrier at Smarter Mortgage. Call him for all your refinancing or loans. Call David Carrier.
I just have to say, well, the Cardinals pick is in, but Grant, like you said, you were ruminating on the thoughts of us doing
Ruminating.
this.
I like that.
Just like
Ruminating.
thinking about us actually having a draft show, talking about it. It's been so much fun. I
love it.
I can't believe the time has passed when you said 2 hours.
2 hours and 45 minutes. by the time
45 minutes.
Here's
wow.
the question. Here's the question,
Wow.
Jeff. Did you have more fun this draft or last
Yes,
draft?
of course. I had more fun. Yeah.
Oh, there's,
guy-
that's his family.
Yeah. Boy, I
Some
just
good-looking folks.
man, Mac Jones. That's the Patriots.
Yes.
Oh man, they.
I thought that was Mac Jones' family.
No, I think that's the Pats war room.
Oh,
Let
never
the
mind.
rich get richer.
That's true.
Surprise at the draft.
Biggest surprise for me is
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.